Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are here with Bureau 2022 for our final day for Vanguard. It is the last one of the 6 days of the 3 weekends, but there's still, of course, more Bureau action next week for Weiss. But we're going to be your commentators for today, myself, together with Kai and Amar. Good morning, folks. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. How's it all going? It's a great day for Vanguard, right? You know, gonna end it with a top 8 for AO, but after this we got EU and NA as well. We got some great games today.
This guy's playing in EU after this.
He's playing in EU.
Yeah,
He did it.
It was cool.
He did
Yeah.
That's right. It's fun. It's fun. Thank you. But yeah, there's going to be still more Vanguard action after this, and again, you know, Weiss next week. So come hang out for that. Amar, what about you? What are your thoughts? Yeah.
Oh well, I'm excited for today. Yeah, we got a lot of stacked matches for you guys. Yeah, AO region. We talked about it. You know what? We are a diverse region, and if you look into NE and EU yesterday, I think honestly everyone is quite varied, isn't it? It's like we're having a little bit of DE, a little bit of Brandgate. Well, not a little bit of Brandgate. Yeah, a lot of Brandgate. A fair bit of Brandgate. What's
Actually,
the kicker though?
Yeah, like EU was like 2 Bav Sagra and like 2 Thinker as well. So it was like the top cut in like every single region. I'm still waiting for the NA one, but I know there's like a Tamayura there, right? So,
Then it's Tamayura.
yeah. Every region looks to be very different in terms of just what's been able to make it to the top tables. So yeah, you know, if you have this, like Australia right now, you know, this is the not Australia, AO. This is like the appetizer, right? You know, the entree. You know,
The
come
entree.
later, with like a different flavor, and then NA to kind of round out the dessert. Yeah. So be sure to check them all out. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's gonna be very high.
actually that. It's actually like that. A course meal.
It's gonna be a good time, especially with all the goodness coming up as well. Lots of hype games to watch, and of course on our side as well, we have quite a bit to go over for today's AO Top 8 as well. Of course, this isn't the only BRO event that you're going to be watching, because of course we have, as previously mentioned, EU and NA after this, and next week we also have Weiss, which is going to be very exciting, because of course I think the Weiss players have been patiently waiting to see when things will get started. So I think we can take a look at the format real quick for today as well. Just kind of run through. Of course, yesterday the players played a Swiss best of 1, generally about 8 rounds in each region, and then the top 8 players that had the best records from the first day go on to today, August 14th, to fight for who will become the champion and win the lovely prizes that we have today. And then Kai, you know, since you're going to be one of the Weiss casters next week, why don't you tell us about the schedule for next week?
Yeah, so next week it will be Weiss Schwarz, and again it will be a 2-day schedule. Day 1 will be Swiss, and then day 2 will be the top cut. I will be back, and there will be actually just like one, I think at least one commentator from each region that usually will be back. So maybe you all can guess which ones, but you know, it should be great. And then lastly, you know, guess what? These players that are playing today in the top cut are definitely playing for some prizes. Amar, tell us what they are fighting for.
Alright, spicy prizes, yeah, you guys. We got all 4 places, yeah, from 4th to 1st. They will be getting, yeah, a certificate from the BRO side, and then from 3rd, 2nd, and 1st, yeah, they will each receive a booster display from DBT06. We kind of talked about it yesterday, yeah. Very fire set, yeah. You definitely want to get your hands on them, and of course, the PR card. Yeah, you will have the Champions Trick Moon. You will have, for each, on 3rd place you'll get 1 piece, 2nd place you'll get 2 pieces, and then on 1st place, this is the one that you want, guys. Yeah, a playset of Trick Moon for your Barf Sagara deck.
Or for yourself. It also
Or for your shelf.
Or for your friends. You know?
Or for your friends.
That's right.
Definitely not for my friends. Yeah. Folder material. Yeah, folder material. This is. Yeah, you gotta have them for yourselves there.
That's right.
Oh,
Okay. We got some decks to talk about, right, guys?
Yeah,
Ooh,
first
yeah,
thing, the
spicy
bracket
decks.
of the players that made it to day 2, so you can see who is actually playing for these lovely prizes and who's trying to make it in. So, as you guys saw yesterday, the bracket looks like this. From the top, we have Art versus Desert Kuko, and then we're gonna have Kel versus Franz on the top side of the bracket, and then Kai will take us through the very hype-looking second side.
Well, we got Su again looking for that third AO win. What? That's right. He wants to become the AO Emperor. Right,
AO
dominating
Emperor.
every single format in the AO region, facing Kitten Pants. Also, you know, Kitten Pants been doing pretty well. You see the name pop up quite a bit in the different formats as well. So it's gonna be a rough fight, I think. And then last we got the Fairy Tomomi versus Adrian Barber. Adrian also topped NA for standard as well, so that's looking to be a very, very hype game as well.
Treasure.
Like, damn, Suo can top every region, or like multiple regions for the same format. I would do that too.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that bottom bracket definitely has a lot of fighters. The top one too. You have to say, you know, they've all. There's some pretty well-known names there in every single part, so it's gonna be a good top 8. And we can take a look at the decks that they're all bringing, right?
That's right. Let's run through it. Take a look at all the decks. We have quite a few one-ups, and then one deck that is represented 3 times. So we can go through it and show you what all the players are bringing to the table and what kind of decks you can expect to see. We do not know yet which of the matches we're featuring, I think. So it's going to be very cool
a surprise
to see which one we're going to get into. And also, of course, a lot of these players have some great achievements as well that we can talk about as we go through the entire tournament. Alright, so we're going to start off with Art. So Art, of course, is one of the Gravidia players in the event, and of course they did pretty great, being the #1 seed in the day 1, basically running the Gravidia world list that we're quite used to seeing. Only one Shergo. We've seen many players boost that up to 2 lately, because it's quite important to make sure you don't run out of gas in the deck and be able to recycle your meteors for all purposes. And then the 2 bubble mines that, of course, are basically there to prevent being damage denied, as many players will definitely try to do that after you use your world, and representing the Philippines. So great going for them.
Yeah, let's go. AO represent.
That's right. And who is Art going to be facing against? Right, I think that'll be pretty interesting. This one actually running no draws as well in this build. But yeah, it's
no draws.
There's a few slight differences with all the Gravidia lists.
And I think for Art as well, for their achievements, they have gotten some tops in Premium and V Premium, but I think this is their first top in Standard, so very good stuff. And then going into Desert, we're going to be seeing the Zorga. So, of course, this is the deck that a lot of people are quite excited about. So, Desert Kuko is actually their first ever top. So, they get their first ever top in their career as a card fighter, and they do it with Grave Zorga. Boys, do you have anything to say about this deck that, you know, has definitely been picking up waves over the last few months?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's fun. Sorry, yeah. we're both excited for this. I mean, Grave Zorga. I mean, when you look at it in itself, it was a bit unfortunate, yeah, the round that they had on stream yesterday. But you know what? You can't discount the fact that this deck is very toolboxy. It has a myriad of order cards, yeah, that they can alchemy magic, that they can kind of combo onto, and it really confuses the opponent. I mean, safe to say, I mean, even Chris, you say you don't see Zorga a lot, yeah, in locals, but then you know what, Desert Kuko is bringing it in here, showcasing what this deck can bring, yeah, what it can offer to the dinner table. Oh, wait, on the breakfast table for us.
That's right. We're eating breakfast in these streets.
Yeah, the breakfast table here.
That's right.
But from representing the United States, yeah, all the best to Desert Kuko here. I mean, actually, I'm actually rooting for this deck to get to the finals table.
It could be hyped.
It could be hyped. It could be really hyped, yeah. But let's look at the next one. Yeah, let's look at the next one.
Well, let Kai take this one away.
Yeah, let's Kai take this one, Kai.
Yeah, this is interesting. Kelvin bringing Nirvana. It's quite a shocker, to be honest. I thought it was actually.
You didn't know until now?
Yeah, he surprised me. I thought he was. I think it was on the Gravidia train, but yeah, this one actually just taking Nirvana. So, it's running the 3 Esmeralda build. You know. So, I'm shocked. So we have two Nirvana in top 8, is it?
Yeah, so I guess it's actually 2 Nirvana, not 3 Gravidias.
It's 2 Gravidia. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure Kelvin did bring a Gravidia deck. But yeah, it's we can see a Nirvana list here, and it's pretty good. I have to say, it's pretty nice. We do actually have a Nirvana player coming up very soon, so we'll go to that. But I think Kelvin is running the Gravidia list, and it's going to be running very similar to it's a 6 media build, and it will have 2 Shogos instead. So there's more. It also runs the grade 1 that can put cards back, so there's more ways to kind of recycle cards, which might be very interesting because he's going to be playing against Franz, who, if we want to swap over to the next deck, we'll be able to show us what Franz is playing, which is Gravidia.
And we've seen this list before.
We've seen this list before.
I think card for card the same as the very first list we featured, right?
Yes, yes, I think it is. So, looks like if 2 people are bringing the same list, it's pretty solid, right? It's pretty solid. So yeah, it should be pretty cool matchup. Franz has top before as well. This will be his, I think, previously at BSF, and at this time, he wants to make sure people know, cementing another top in
he
BRO.
managed to get a top 8 in Standard and a 3rd place in V Premium throughout the BSF season earlier this year. Now getting another top 8 added to that list of tops, and of course for Kelvin, I think there's quite an extensive list, but he's been picking up tops since 2016, so a very extensive player history and a very well achieved player in the AO region specifically, and also in the online events too. We've seen tops in Springfest Online, in BRO 2021, and so overall just been a very successful player. So it's going to be a pretty hype future match between these 2 players.
That's right. I mean, they should both know the mirror match. It's one of the biggest decks in the Standard, and we've seen Kelvin play against another Gravidia deck in BRO before, right? The previous one, so that should be pretty cool to see. But let's kind of look at the other side of the bracket and what's coming up next. All right, we got the Surya. Here we go.
Whoa, 3P incoming.
That's right. I mean, Chris, you know a lot about this deck.
You know.
Indeed. Nirvana's been really picking up a lot of waves in Japan for a while, and then Suo at one point was asking me, "What do I play for Standard?" And I was like, I gave him a list of a bunch of decks, and then I was like, "Yeah, Nirvana's pretty cool. You could play that." And then I explained to him what the deck does, and he was like, "That's cool." Then he picked it up, and then he managed to top with it. So pretty great. Overall, the deck is strong. You basically use Esperal Idea to potentially get 5 attacks in a turn, which also allows you to just kind of keep on bashing. And as long as you can manage your soul with the soul crits as well as the Amelia, you are usually going to be able to keep the restands going. And if you ever lose your Esperal Idea as well, then the Liturgy can get them back as long as you have the counterblast for them as well. So a strong deck, and Suo has been having a great performance with 2. So let's see if he can make the 3-peat happen, or if the run will end in top 8.
Oh.
Yeah, but Suo's opponent is trying to take. We've seen all the Gravidias, right?
Yeah.
All of the rest should be nice and cool. So what is the next cool list that we can see? Right?
Is it the prison? It is.
Oh.
Hey.
It is the 3rd Gravidia.
The 3rd Gravidia.
Gravidia list is a bit different. Actually running the on-hit grade 2 as well, which we've seen in some lists, especially at the start of the DBTO4 format. I think was quite popular, and I think this is the only list that runs Barringer in the main deck, which is just the extra kind of card draw option that you have. And unlike the other lists, only running 6 of the Needless Meteor Shower, the grade 1 Meteor. So Gravidia is just really strong. It's a very good pick, and some of the top players have also been talking about how this deck is really good, especially for a format like this, where you're basically just playing round after round after round, multiple regions, and it's kind of like a stamina battle, where you're basically just trying to play as much as possible. And with that, you also have the fact that these games are usually quite quick, and usually that you can kind of just get in the round, play it out, and then get out. And then just wait until the next one, right? So Kid and Pants also topping with Gravidia and doing very well with it. And we're going to see if they can continue the run with this deck as well. And they have a couple tops beforehand as well. They got third in Bureau Premium in AO. And they also were the second place team in the Premium Springfest in Australia this year as well. So already got some nice challenge, tops around their belt. I'm going to see how far they can go in this event as well.
That's right. And then I think the last bracket we have is the Fairy Tomomi.
Fairy
Here we go.
Tomomi. Yeah. I like this.
The only
I like
prison.
This prison build. Yeah, the only prison present here, but with spicy tags. I mean, come on. How many decks can you see? Honestly, runs that rocket launcher. You know, there's a little bit of you can say, missiles and shields here. I'm seeing a lot of spicy tags that I love within the deck. Prison is a conventional deck. You in prison, you kind of negate the field a bit, negate the hand. You kind of control them. But what sets this one a bit different? Yeah, what Fairy Tomomi is going for. Yeah, you're not only playing with Glimmer. Yeah, I mean, we all know when you play 3 Glimmers, what happens. Yeah. One in hand, one in damage zone, you say goodbye. But
I think
it kind of works here.
I think the most interesting part about how Fairy played this game was the one time we saw Fairy play. They went. Fairy just went really
fast.
Threw it down.
Fast.
Yeah.
Attacked, right? And
Very
then just
player too.
Yeah, it's one of the ways to play prison, and I think the fact that Fairy's only running 3 Cup Springs, this kind of makes it doesn't really care about the long game as much. As long as you can push early, you can just deal damage, right? And dealing damage is how you win.
Point out that Fairy Tomomi is a player from Myanmar, which is a region that I think we haven't seen too many players on the kind of global stage as much of yet, which I think is a really huge thing for the Myanmar community, which I personally, for me, I mean, you guys know me that I really want as many people around the world to be playing this game as possible, and seeing this kind of representation from regions that you wouldn't normally expect to see, or you wouldn't have seen as much in the past, is a really, really huge thing. So shout out to the Myanmar community. Fairy does have a couple tops already. They came top 8 in the standard Springfest in Myanmar, and they also were second in the premium Springfest in Myanmar as well. So again, I know the Myanmar community definitely kind of, was formed from more or less nothing and managed to come all this way, into a big community, have their own Springfest, and also have their own players, topping on the grand global stage together with some of the, most well-achieved players in the game's history. So special little shout-outs for Fairy Tomomi as well. But to round things off, let's take a look at their opponent, which of course will be the last player that we feature in the last deck that we take a look at as well, which is Adrian Barber. So this is going to be the one and only Bruce player, actually, that made it into the top cut. So we'll take a look at them in just a moment, as that is a very, very exciting times. And again, we're just reminding you that the list that we showed for Kel was incorrect. He was playing Gravidia. But we're gonna get to see that a bit later anyway. And then finally, Adrian Barber with the Bruce list. Kai, any thoughts on this, the kind of grade 3 main deck with the grade 4 Bruce in it?
Yeah, I think it's a good list. Definitely has done well for Adrian. Topping 2 regions of this is just shows how consistent the list is. Very scary when it goes off. Grade 4 Bruce, it can kind of go make you go from nothing to gone. Right, so you have to be very, very careful about how to deal with this Bruce deck, and just the power lines, I think, are quite unexpected at times. So just it'll be interesting to see how players can deal with it, and if they're willing to take that final rush, a full-powered final rush. So any other thoughts, guys?
I mean, it's a fun list. I think
it's a fun list.
Overall, a lot of the additions from the recent sets have been great for it too. Megan in particular, just a very, very, very strong attacker, and especially in this deck where you also have that Vanguard pressure in addition to everything, I think it's going to be putting in quite a bit of work.
Yeah, and just lastly, I just want to say that I think Art's list was actually a Kyrie list.
It's
so,
Kyrie
it wasn't
list,
a Gravidia list, so that's the only Kyrie list, but Yeah, I think all these games should be quite interesting. All the matchups are quite different. And I mean, are you guys ready? I think I'm pretty ready to see some games.
That's right.
We're
Let's
stoked.
get into it. Let's see
Ready
some
to go.
games. So yes, it's gonna be a fun
Let-
little time. So we didn't manage to see like every list in particular, but think of the official Twitter. If you do follow the official Twitter, you'll get to see all the lists featured there as well for the entire top 8. And if not, then Intern Kun, this is your call to work, call to action. to
Working
make
on a
sure that all the
Sunday.
top 8 lists are shown.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah,
Let's
I
go
mean,
for the Battle of Galaxies.
I think we're gonna be seeing one game that we haven't seen in Swiss yesterday. So, chat, all of
Yeah.
you, guess which ones it is. I mean, we saw a lot of diversity back then, yesterday. So maybe it's time. Maybe we see some very technical ones. What about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a good time. And the players that we have picked out for this top 8 feature match, or that the production crew picked out for the top 8 feature match, are definitely going to be a great way to start off the show. A great way to start off the fun. And of course, we're going to be running the top 8 in parallel. So we're going to run through the top 8, and after that go to top 4. And then after that, we're going to watch the finals. So you're going to be in here with us for the whole ride through, and then see which players make it into top 4 and which ones do not. So the moment the players are ready, we're going to be sending it over to them and taking a look at this lovely and exciting feature match. And this is kind of like your best practice for BCS, which is coming up very soon in just a couple of weeks.
No.
The first American location is going to be starting, and then in I think in about a month, the first European location. And then I'm not too sure for AO when the first location actually is.
Nah.
It's been announced.
Coming
It'll be
soon.
announced soon.
Yeah,
Coming
it
soon.
will
Coming
be
soon.
announced soon.
TM.
Yeah, coming soon.
Alright,
To be
well,
announced, yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I think if possible, I would like to travel down to at least one of the locations. I feel like one of the bigger ones, like Singapore, would be really hype. Never been to Singapore either, so would definitely like to take a look at how things are done for the BCS, and of course gonna have to borrow decks because everything out is Japanese now.
Yeah, but some of the regions play 2 formats. So hey,
Hey.
Alright.
Oh,
Alright.
there we go. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's
got-
get into it.
yeah.
We're gonna be watching Art versus Desert Kuko.
no, I think this is
Nah, I
Kelvin
think this
versus
is
Kelvin
Kelvin.
versus Franz.
This is Kelvin versus
Franz.
Franz.
as well.
Yeah, I recognize that playmat. So, so we have
Yes.
Kelvin starting, which is interesting. Kelvin's on the right, and then Franz would be on the left. I think.
Don't worry. I think everybody's excited for
We
this
will have it
matchup.
fixed soon.
Yeah, we will have
Please
this fixed
be
soon.
patient with the stream overlay here. But we see it is going to be a Gravidia mirror match. And so you're going to see both these players duke it out. And some of the, very well-known players from 2 different sides of the world, right? So Franz, of course, representing the United States, whereas Kelvin is, of course, representing Australia. So defending the AO region here as well.
Alright, we got the mirror.
Oh.
The mirror drops. And did he
Is-
not
is-
search a world?
No, I think the world is in his hand. I mean, it's already in Franz's hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch, indeed.
That's, suddenly the game became a bit different. I think it'll be quite interesting if Franz decides to push here, right? Going second, does he want to give 1 damage to Kelvin? To
Give him
enable
3.
some pushes. Right?
Do you pass here?
I think it'll be quite interesting if he passes. The Gravidia mirror match has kind of changed in a way. Normally before you're passing to stop the aggression, but nowadays the aggression from Gravidia doesn't have to come from from turn 2 anymore. They can kind of slow roll it and just watch you explode. In a
That's
way.
right.
And perfect guard coming out for Friends is huge.
Ooh, defensive
There's a
draw is good
roll.
too.
Yep, that's
This
right.
is good.
And
Draws
chance
when
to
going
draw into
first.
RPGs.
Is really good. It's just your hand is usually 1 less than the opponent, but because you get to start, right, which is a great tool. But now that you have draws, you get to kind of push a bit harder. And now you got the Rootus. Yeah.
Good
Now we
world
got the
order.
Meteor, sorry, not the Meteor, the World, which is going to make the Shadow Army token. And now usually you give the plus 5k power to the Vanguard itself to make that harder to guard, and then confirming 2 damage into the face here. So going to be starting with a rear swing, asking for 10k shield, which the defensive draws do not actually
Proc.
do that.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's
It's
right.
a
Trigger?
it's a 5
Oh,
shield.
PG for
Oh.
PG, that's pretty
It's
good.
a PG.
That's right. Everyone wants
And it's
PGs in this
Mine.
matchup because the 5 rock throw is very hard to guard without the PGs. Right.
I mean, this is very hard for France, isn't it? I mean, by not searching for the world already when the world is already stuck in hand, you're basically playing with a -1 hand in a mirror match.
Yeah, I'm going second.
Going second as well, your opponent proccing a defensive draw. That's a huge hand difference there. It's not looking too good for now. And Bubble Mine, they both each play 2 pieces off. Yeah, so it's like one already going to the damage zone. That's odds
Actually,
are
I
not
don't
good.
think.
Kelvin doesn't play Bubble Mine actually.
Oh,
He's playing
Calvin
the
doesn't
kind of
play
list that
Bubble
we
Mine.
don't usually see in Japan, which
Mhm.
runs 2 of the Shergo and then runs 2 of the Peters. So the Peters is the like when the boost attack hits,
replacement.
you recycle 2,
Ah.
and then retire to draw a card if you do.
So Franz might be going for the rear guard here, because if you give damage to Kelvin, he gets to shoot the shoot the meteor, right? And
Yep.
then get rid of the Shadow
meteor.
Army token.
Yeah.
Because right now, Kelvin gets like two times the value of that Shadow Army token than you normally get. Because usually when you ride, when your opponent has a Gravidia, they're gonna shoot the token with a meteor, and that's that, right? And Fran's
That's
gonna try and play it slow here. Kelvin getting the double meteor. It's pretty good. Gonna get a draw 2 off that. Like previously, the Gravidia kind of mirror kind of revolved around like playing very slowly, being very conservative with your meteors, because back then you didn't have that many recyclers, and you could kind of go to deck out if people weren't careful enough. And nowadays, it is just rocks galore.
Yeah.
You throw the rocks,
galore.
you recycle them, right? Then you get them out again, and then you throw them again, and it's just this nice circle of rock throwing. And now there's no. Kelvin's not going to be pressured to put any meteors down, right? He could, if he has multiples in hand, he can just throw one down. I think he does. You might as well just put.
There's a lot of it. There's a lot of rocks there.
Well, committing
Yeah.
the Shergo can actually just aggress here. No meteors being played. We're going to conserve those for later, but we're going to be just swinging with a 13 here, asking for
They're also
15k.
PG fodder if you think about it.
Right.
Like the thing
Ooh,
is,
that's an
drop
overtrigger.
already.
already.
That
Already.
seems a little bit early. Double
Oh, that
meteor
is a
to hand.
terrible. Yeah, that is really bad. The problem here, right, is everything that Kelvin throws down will just be retired.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
We see a push to 3, which
Fran's
is a
going
good,
to 3.
good tempo for Kelvin. You want to have your opponent be at the 3 damage mark in order to make it so that they actually are in that threatening place for the Gravidia's effect. So
Sir,
definitely in a good place.
I just want to point out that like Kelvin's media situation is actually pretty terrible, because there's 3 small medias out, right? There's one big media in the drop zone, but we know that he triggered 2 small medias again, right?
Yes,
And
the
then there's
rewrite
at
isn't playing
least
much.
there's at
Yeah,
least 2
yeah.
bigs in his hand. So his next Persona ride is gonna be very uncool. It's gonna be like at best it'll
small.
be, at best it'll be 1 big media and 1 small media, and you always want to get the double smalls. And that's gonna like really, like that's the best case situation. The worst case situation is that there's no medias in the deck, and the best you can do is you can use a burrito to like call a big meteor out and then play another one from hand. But that's like, it's basically not good. He's gonna lose a Shergo here as well, so that means he's gonna lose some meteors too, which is again kind of
sus.
sad, yeah.
Kind of
That's
sus.
right.
there.
That's right.
All right, so
And,
the mirror match here is that France has a slight advantage of proccing his Gravidia's ability first, but choosing not to overextend on the field, by just leaving the Shadow Army token there, going with 3 meteors, but the crit is
Just get the
imminent.
crit.
Yeah, just get the crit, but no
Ooh, he's
OT
eating
threat.
it.
That's the thing. Yeah, no OT threat. I mean,
Nothing,
why not?
And a
right?
crit.
That's right.
That's going to be 3 damage.
The crit is
Yep.
big because that kind of changes the.
Defensive.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that meteor-
That's
That's a
that's
small
the last
boy.
meteor. Yeah.
That's
not
right.
good.
So the crit is big because without the crit, Kelvin's like turns, he gains a turn basically. Because like if heal comes out, then you know he goes back down to 2. He knows the OT is out. That's a huge threat. The draw is huge. You basically make sure you don't want to draw the meteor. But we see only
There's
one,
only one
meteor.
meteor.
There it is.
Yeah,
We only see
just
one meteor.
just one.
Is there
Very
a
rough.
Bakugan in hand? I
I
pray.
think there has to be. If there isn't, then we're in a world of hurt. But Kelvin can technically 5 meter if he wants to.
Yeah, just get another
Yep.
2, the big meteor, and then that allows you to go a little bit more ham.
That's right. That's right. You can just play one directly from hand.
But that's the thing, though. The opponent, I mean, France doesn't have to take that. Yeah, I mean, having one open counter blast there means that you're comfortable for your next meteor, right? So you technically don't have to take anything from this turn, yeah. Especially a little threat from the Vanguard.
We know Franz is like a PG, but he's revealed some big cards. He's revealed like the OT out
OT
already.
is big.
Yeah. So
Very early on too.
it's surprising because that should always be a threat when you just leave it there.
Yeah, just don't show it for a while.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
leave it hanging.
So I'm just wondering what Franz's hand situation is like. Kelvin's gonna play a small meteor out as well. Is he actually
Anything else? Yeah,
Is he the
units.
whole thing?
Yeah, does he have any units to call out? Of course, but then it means that you're expanding on your hand.
Oh, no.
Wow.
This is a very, very poor. This is one of the problems with Gravidia, is that
Ooh,
you just don't
really
have that much
5?
stuff.
Going for the 5 drop though. Just playing
you
down the
gotta-
heal, that's so rough.
You gotta
Yeah.
retire that shit.
No attackers, like that's what like people really love to talk about Gravidia as like this really strong, you go 5 meteors, check OT, and then just there's this like just fireworks everywhere, but for these situations where you don't have any attackers, like your drive turn is gonna be attackers, and it's pretty unfortunate. Kelvin has no choice but to swing. Gonna push.
It's a 15.
France
Ah,
to
that's a
fight, that's
PG.
Oh,
gone.
PG gun is pretty big though.
That's pretty big though, yeah. Alright, we're seeing the Persona ride. Alright, so France has a lot of meteors, a lot of rocks in the deck there.
Yeah, completely opposite scenario.
Franz does run
Space-
7. It's just Kelvin's drive checks has been really, really bad.
Been horrible, really. It's stacked against him. I mean, the early lead seems to be with Kelvin, but it seems like the engine. I mean, the driver's seat is slowly going into France, right? It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Both of them
yeah.
is steering wheel, but then France said, "No, we're going my way. Yeah, we're going my way in this matchup."
Yeah, the only plus side that Kelvin has is that he has, we know that he has 2 perfect guards in the hand, which is gonna help against some of the big meteor throws that we're gonna see, because this is a good situation for a 3 meteor or a 5 meteor, because you're going for the killing blow, right? Right now you're trying to get as many perfect guards out of the hand, and I mean a 5 meter is pretty good, combo it with a Persona ride, as long as Franz does have things to put down. But things do get pretty, like you run out of cards very, very quickly in this matchup because just everything goes away. And yeah, so I think it'll be interesting to see how many cards Franz throws. I think like if Franz puts down 2 cards, right, he's gonna go for 5 meteors if he can, of course.
If you can.
If Franz
yeah.
only puts down 1, I think it's a 3 meteor.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, choosing to use the ability now. Yeah, recycling those meteors, get some power back. Ooh,
Yeah, putting 3 meteors back to make the next turns better, but this does shuffle the deck, so it slightly
Yeah.
decompresses the deck, which is very, very important. I know a lot of players, like, with Gravidia, you can compress the deck very well, just from the Persona rides, but then they suddenly decompress it themselves by Shogoing, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah. Then
Alright.
it's
It's
like
like
the trade-off you have to always think about, like when are you compressing, when are you, because the strength of the deck is that you kind of take out all the non-triggers, you kind of thin the deck out until it's just triggers and like the very few normal units that you play. So undoing all that effort is also something you have to like be very cautious with.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering. Oh, I think it's just going to be a 2-lane swing, so I think it's a triple this time, or just a single.
one?
Okay. He's gonna bank it on a critical.
I like that. I like that. You're
This
basically
makes
saving
it.
the resources.
This actually makes it very easy to guard, but Kelvin's
Still-
actually just
still
going to
comes in.
throw a PG here.
Yeah, still comes in
Uh,
there.
'Cause
One
normally
meteor,
with the-
two
oh,
meteor.
Oh, we're seeing the repeat.
And I mean,
think Kelvin
Kelvin.
just takes this.
Yeah, this is a very, very easy take.
Put yourself in
Uh,
heal range too. But
Oh,
Burrito is a
no.
card you definitely wanted to see in hand.
Yep.
That's right, that's right. And what does Kelvin draw? Does he have another Persona Ride? Persona Ride is also very important. It doesn't feel like he does.
Sure goes good.
No, sure goes good. Yeah, it's okay.
And
Oh,
he's gonna
this
put
is-
everything back.
Ultimate
Wow.
decompression. Ultimate decompression.
None of the Gravidia players are caring. Just put it back and hope for the best.
Yep.
Gonna be a big sure go.
It is
Damage
a
numbers on
big
there.
Shogo, right?
It's 25k, right? That sure goes just hitting up 25.
Yes. So
Unfortunately.
yeah, it should be 25k. Basically using the 50 as a 5 and the 100 as a 10. Is how you can interpret those markers.
But
Oh,
ooh,
we have
Kelvin actually
attackers
is
now.
developing. Oh, going for the
Were we
going for.
dropping a double meteor for the
The
cost?
double
Here we
meteor for
are.
one? Yeah, we are.
I don't think he
Wow.
has much of a choice. That's why.
Yeah,
Yep.
just to get
You
the
know,
Much more
28
meteors
going.
ahead.
Needs to pull
Big
on the
numbers.
pressure.
Oh, yeah. This shouldn't be too difficult to guard, I suppose. It's 23, but then, yeah, we have to remember that Calvin does still have the threat
It's
of
20
the OT.
It's 38 actually, right?
Shoot
Oh
it
no, no,
back.
it's 20. It's no
Yeah.
Persona Ride.
28, yeah, sorry.
First check.
Meters. All by crit.
Critical.
Oh, thank
Ooh.
God,
Something
yeah.
lethal.
Put
You
two
probably
to
wanna
pass.
That's a
on the
fat. That's a
Shogo.
fat Shogo. Yeah, it's a fat Shogo right there. And
Yep, giving it to
I-
Shergo.
I think this does the standard not hit.
Stanner might not actually. Yeah, I think you don't actually have enough.
There's no meteors in the drop
drop.
zone right now.
Oh,
Oh. Can France
That's
guard?
awful.
Yeah, I see a double critical in his hand there.
Yeah, so
Thinking
this will
about
be
it.
35, so 2 crits will guard that. But the hand is getting depleted very quickly. Keep in mind that France did have 2 meteors in the drive check
Wait.
there.
Yeah, there's
Alright.
there's no
Oh,
meteor.
quick check. Yep, does not hit.
that's
Does not
right.
hit.
So that's a bad move on Kelvin's side because he's just donating cards there basically.
Yeah, it's just the
Unless-
cards.
Unless he was banking on something like the over trigger coming out,
Mhm.
that would have been like okay, that would have been a hyper brain play. But yeah, right now it's just kind of donating a free
Donating
free grade 2, and it's
There
kind
is
of
another
feels like
Stanner in hand, so it's not going to be all attackers gone, but it's still like every attacker is such a precious piece for this deck.
that's
And,
right.
Losing it is huge, but Bakubirito still hasn't been seen yet for either player, and that is a card that both decks run 4 times, and it's a very important one at that.
All right,
go for
yeah,
the
I like
two
that.
drop.
Two drop.
Yeah,
Alright.
don't need the crit anymore, so you can be very very conservative with your meter throwing. PG out.
Again. Okay. Peter's going to be dropped. There's a Stanner and a
Front.
front. Front is actually
This is
pretty annoying
25.
there.
Yeah, this is 25.
One trigger guard, gonna guard it.
Yeah. So there's a 20k shield in hand, right? But there is like there
Ooh,
was
he
two-
drew it.
Ooh.
He
Let's
drew
do
it.
that deck.
All right. So what is in that deck? Can we actually see it?
We clumped it up and then we
I saw a
clumped
bucket
it right back out.
burrito.
That's right. You know, this is a good chance to maybe grab some important cards, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna do the shuffle.
Do the shuffle. Yep. All right.
I think we meme about how Gravidia, you know, everyone just goes from 1 to 6, but you know, this is just a much more traditional play, kind of more carefully push damage kind of
yeah.
play.
Mm-hmm.
I
Draw
think he just
for
drew
the
another
seconds.
Persona Ride, did he?
I think I saw a meteor. I
I
think.
think I saw a great meteor there.
Yeah, I
a
think I
great
saw a
meteor.
great
Oh.
meteor.
Is
I mean,
there a Burrito?
Yeah.
He's had the meteors in the hand for a while. That's a Stanner. Does he want to just push for game? This is a one chance to push for game
Yeah.
because of. Oh no, he's
no.
going for the.
No.
We're still
Because
playing it
derivative
slow.
play.
There's still another CB left for next turn. Going for
Just
the
one,
one
though.
drop. Okay. Knows that the threat is there. Basically, 1 grade 2 meteor next turn means a 5. You can also just play more safe and maneuver the game state a bit more carefully.
Yeah, Franz is asking for numbers or numbers of something.
Yeah, we know
likely
that
of
the
triggers.
hand cards are getting depleted bit by bit. So this is gonna be, I mean, the front plus the front is a 1 to pass. So another 10k would make it a 2.
And maybe the Persona right is big, you know, 25, 38. Even one front can make it. This is 1 to
43, that's
pass,
2
right?
pass.
43? Didn't
First
To the
check.
pass. A
Burrito.
burrito.
Second.
no, there's a Persona right on the Vanguard there. So the power is actually 38.
Oh yeah, that's 1 to
25,
pass then.
48. This is
Oh.
1 to pass.
Yeah, and all the.
Oh, that
the
could be a big problem.
Yeah, power
you can see both players just
miscalculation
kinda
there.
paused. The drive check has already happened, so the shield is technically being committed.
I mean, the numbers are there as well, right? It's 15
Yeah,
and a
all
100.
the markers and the dice and stuff.
The markers are
there.
the.
Oh.
I mean, on Franz's side, is assuming that a 30k shield is 2 to pass that's on him. You can't do that, you know. You already witnessed your opponent Persona riding.
Yeah, this is a.
No, that's not 2 to pass. That's a 1 to pass, buddy.
Well, there's judges there. They'll figure
Yes,
it out.
judges
but
there,
we're
they'll
in a-
figure it out.
This is
Yeah.
one of those crucial decisions.
Yep.
Right. One
In a
of
bit
those
of a
crucial
bind.
decisions. And
Because the guards has been acknowledged, and then Calvin has already made the first drive. You know, in am I missing anything
Yeah.
here?
I think it'd be interesting if if Franz asked for the power, maybe a different power was given. Then yeah, that can be a more stickier position. But at the same time, yeah, the counters and everything are kind of there, and they've kind of been done for the whole time. So
It's a bit different though. Yeah.
unfortunately, we can't listen in, so we don't know what's actually happening. But it's just one of those things. Be careful with how you're guarding. Be careful with the power numbers. And yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. I think they're just discussing it. Have you had this
Yeah.
situation happen before, guys? You know?
I mean, my
Oh,
first
so they're doing the
was
drives.
Oh,
It's a double burrito.
Double
It
burrito.
basically works out. It basically
Yeah.
works out.
It
Now, does
basically works
Kelvin
out, yeah.
pass? Is what I'm curious about.
I think. I mean, if it were me, I should be passing right now. I mean,
He's gonna pass.
yeah, that's a 10 key shield
What's an
right
easy
there.
guard?
Right?
Yeah, the cool thing about now is that the standard gets to stay alive and actually do something.
And Kelvin
Sitting-
has
sitting
the
at 15.
use of Gravidia for next turn too.
Yeah, this next Franz's next turn is gonna be a very weak turn. It's gonna be 13 in, and that's how it is, right? 13
That's
is not
how it
that
is.
scary unless a trigger comes out. There's no threat of over trigger. He could even attack the rear guard here if he wants to, because just kind of. Oh, actually, the standard will be 15k, right? So
Yeah,
Yes.
the standard says 15,
Yes.
and
But
the
he's actually
shield,
gonna commit
yeah,
this-
23. Yeah.
Oh, I think it went to face.
okay, so this is a no pass. I
no
think.
pass.
Oh,
Yeah,
front.
no pass.
And the Persona ride
Kelvin
came out.
does have the burritos.
Yes, now we finally have double
Yeah.
Baku Burrito.
And the
And the deck's gonna
final
be
Persona
very thin after
ride.
this.
Wow.
The last
The
two
beast-
grade 1 meteors, I think, will be coming out here.
Oh, this is
Oh,
has
super
to be
decompression.
slightly careful, right? Has to be
Yeah, that's
slightly
super
careful.
compression.
Yeah, but we know Franz's deck is not great as well.
Mm.
But I think actually, can Kelvin do a 5 meteor right now? He can 5 meteor.
With Baku
And this
Burrito,
will-
absolutely. I think there
Yes.
is one at grade 2 meteor in the drop at least.
This is going to be the final meteor of the game as well, because Kelvin will be out of CB. And just doing the shuffles, right? The deck count is low.
Gonna draw for the first, and then gonna think about it.
Think about it. Yeah, just take it.
Draw for the second.
I think that's an over trigger.
Yeah, I think he drew his over trigger.
I think he drew his over trigger there.
Unlucky, but it is what it
Unlucky.
is, right?
Yeah.
It's what happens when you draw too much.
I smell commitment.
I think
Big
you
hand
have
for
to
Kelvin,
commit.
too. Good lord.
If you're going for the 5 meter here, you definitely double commit because you get to do the double lethals.
Yep.
And
just
I mean,
force out that
double
hand. Like
burritos.
you force out the hand and potentially. I mean, just
Oh,
depends how
is
many
he-
triggers are left in that small deck.
Yeah, if he knows there's like no crit triggers left, then okay, sure, he's not gonna 5 meteor, but there's a lot of burritos. Oh no, that's a
A lot of burritos. A lot of burritos.
Okay, you might be thinking of the grade 1, because like you could put the grade 1, and then if he doesn't get a trigger, then that thing can hit and put more cards back, which is kind of cool. But again, it looks like they're getting a trigger check,
Man,
and
I mean, it's so intense. I can actually feel it here. Yeah, it's like I'm on the edge of my seat.
yeah,
Who
like
knew? I mean, who knew? Who knew a Gravidia a Gravidia mirror match would take up this much time?
that's right, and the
Yeah, it's the opposite of what people expected. I want to say.
Yeah.
I just want
to boom.
I just want to see these next 2 drive checks. They're gonna decide the game pretty
The
much.
game.
And then Kelvin's just deciding how much he actually wants to commit here. Actually calling
Yeah.
the grade 1 instead. Okay.
Okay, Peters.
Here's that.
Are
Alright,
we-
Gravidia.
This is the last CB, so I feel like we have to
Five.
have 5 meteor.
Alright, yeah, gotta go for the 5 meteor.
We're going for the big one.
I guess
Right.
this allows you to keep the Bakuburrito to maybe still set up a meteor for next turn in case you heal here. All right, first check. Heal.
Oh, that is
double
a
heal.
double.
Double heal.
That actually doesn't matter as much because
Yeah, it's actually potentially worse.
oh, but he can
Deck out.
again. He can put it all in the Peters, right? And the Peters can just put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, crit.
Oh,
No, that's not what you want.
That's a bit
That's
scary.
That's not what you want now.
Uh-oh. Not sure about
And
that
I think
one.
it's gonna split this.
Or not.
Oh, just ooh. Okay.
I feel like that the Peters has to hit, otherwise you are in big trouble.
Yes.
This Peters
yes.
doesn't hit, and Franz definitely knows that. Franz definitely knows this Peters has to hit.
But can Franz guard?
One, huh? Are we taking it? No, we're asking for numbers. I feel like I would have committed even more to this. Okay, 1 damage.
Oh!
Peters
Oh,
connects.
took
The
it.
heal comes
There's a
down.
heal.
Actually,
Wow!
oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright.
Oh, he's not
so-
gonna use Peter's effect?
Wait, really?
Really,
Peters is
really,
the fighting
really.
card here. It does draw a card, but you still.
Oh no,
get
that's the
one
boost.
back.
That's the boost.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right. I thought it was
Boosted
boost or
hits.
attack. Oh, my apologies there.
Oh, oh dang.
The
That's
Vanguard.
not good.
I mean,
But maybe okay.
Shergo? Shergo?
Yeah, is
maybe
Kelvin
Shergo
out of
has-
Shergos? I think he is, right? We saw 2 of
Think
them.
so, yes.
No, that's not looking good.
Yeah, that heal was huge.
If you're friends, this is your moment of hope. This is where you start to get a little hype because you can see victory in line. If you as much as deal damage, you are already more or less confirmed
Winning,
to
yeah.
win this game.
That's right.
you just need
Like
to
there's
do
no
one
Vanguard
damage.
attack next turn. Kelvin can afford to take 1 if they want to have a turn.
Yep. I think he's just gonna
Oh,
attack.
wow.
He's gonna probably attack a rear or something like that. Oh, he doesn't even bother attacking. He doesn't have to. This is like a 5
Not
meter.
the-
Right?
yeah, that's like a burn everything. Your rear guys are gone, dudes. This is like, oh.
Quite tragic. Ooh, the 5 meteor with the ooh,
Heal.
the double heal
Double
as well.
heal. Oh
My
wow.
god.
That's a lot of healing.
This is not how I expected this game to go down.
I mean, you can kind of question as well why France would not want to expand on the field right now when you know he is
Because he doesn't have to,
He
right?
really
He
sees
can
victory
keep it to
lined up.
guard. The way that Franz wins is that he just like keeps a big hand and waits till Kelvin deck out, as long as like putting some
Just
meteors
using the
back.
Bakuburrito anyway. I'm gonna just swing with both sides, then guard everything,
Mm-hmm.
take another turn. But there's no Shergos. Like there is no way to bring back the deck here. That's the problem. Is that for
Yeah.
It's just a deck out race, and sadly, France is the one that has it.
Oh, he drew his Gravidia.
Yeah, there's no way you're writing that. You're gonna use deck, no matter how
Yeah, it's
tempting
questionable
it is.
if France will even bother like attacking with the Vanguard here.
You could just pass and then guard
Could
the
just
rears
pass.
again and then just
Yeah,
pass.
and you
just
win.
has to survive one more turn.
I think France has got this. He's calling out boosters just to try to push that one damage in.
Probably
I
just to
mean-
attack rears, pretty much.
Yeah, just to attack rears. I mean, that would be an optimal play.
Yeah. I mean, he could probably. Oh, he doesn't have to commit anymore. Just don't. As long as he like doesn't swing with the Vanguard, I think he's fine. But he also doesn't run draws, so even if he does, he's still like one turn ahead. And then, yeah. And now Kelvin need a draw.
Draw.
If Kelvin was gonna play this line as well, I feel like he should have boosted with stuff, just to hit like a bit slightly better number. But unfortunately, like he does
Unfortunately,
have
this is
cards,
it, yeah.
right? He can boost like the Stana with something. He can boost the Burrito with like the over
okay,
trigger
this
even,
is it.
right?
Yeah, this is it. All right,
Yeah, and
there
that
we
is
go.
GG.
Alright, well played
France.
by both players.
Well
France is
played.
gonna take it in the top 8 showdown. Definitely the stamina match for both players here in the Gravidia mirror match. But for Kelvin, unfortunately, the gamble there with the 5 meteor ended up kind of backfiring with double draw, and you know, kind of goes to show why we see like some lists not even running draws in Gravidia because of that kind of risk. When you don't find the sure goes to recycle your meteors, things get a little bit dicey. So well played by France, going to be going on to the top 4, and we might even be able to get a little bracket up as well to show you how things have been progressing in this top 8 so far, and which players have been making it out, and which players have sadly been stopped in their tracks here in their, you know,
Journey.
this journey.
Yeah,
That's right.
This journey.
So yes,
It'd be interesting to see
exciting.
if we know
Zorga
France
makes
there.
it. Oh no,
Zorga,
France?
Zorga versus the Kyrie, right? Which one out of those two? Does Steven continue his AO crusade to like get to that first place, right?
The 3
And then the
The
last
creepy.
do we have the prison deck or the Bruce deck?
The Bruce
out of those
deck.
two.
That's right. So I'm assuming we might be going for a little break, I think, before we go into the top 4, as we had a pretty intense top 8 match there as well. So we're gonna go for just a really quick breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the top 4 showdown and see which players made it and which players sadly had to bow out in the top 8. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon.
Cardfight Vanguard.
I'm joining Bushiroad as a marketing.
And we're back for the top 4 of the standard AO region here for BRO 2022. We just saw a pretty intense sort of like slug match between 2 Gravidia players, Franz and Kelvin, where Franz was able to take it and go to top 4. And now we actually have our top 4 bracket that we can take a look at to see which players have made it in and which players have sadly had to bow out. So we see Art managed to get over Desert Kuko, and then we saw Franz take it over Kelvin on stream, and then Suo managed to win against Kid and Pants, which is definitely a intense matchup, and then Adrian Barber beat Feri Tomomi. So I think now that means we have 2 Gravidias plus Nirvana and Bruce left in the top 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's
Kyrie,
a-
right? It's a Kyrie.
Kyrie. It's Kyrie.
Gravidia.
Oh, it's all one of
Kyrie, alright.
everything.
We are-
Yeah,
fully
Kyrie,
diverse now.
Gravidia. Fully diverse. Yeah, welcome to the AO region, folks.
Yeah, that's right. It's oof. This should be good, right? Any matchup we see, I think, will be quite cool. Like the top 2, you could say Gravidia and Kyrie, best decks in the format is what a lot of people believe. But then we got the Nirvana in the bottom, and then we got the Bruce. The Bruce has just been very surprising, right? A lot of people have counted it out, but hey, you know, you can't count Bruce out because it's It's got some unrivaled potential, yeah?
I like that. Hey.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see the matchups. I think we are gonna go take a look at the bottom side of the bracket this
Yeah, so
time.
we're watching Sewell versus Adrian Barber, Nirvana versus Bruce. I'm very excited to see this one. It is a matchup between two decks that, of course, you know, are considered to be very strong, but not necessarily the strongest in the current meta. But that might just be changed today, as we get to see some pretty big results throughout the day and see which decks can actually land at the top and which ones will be, you know, maybe not performing as great as expected, let's say.
Yeah, they'll be fighting. Whoever it is going to be fighting for third and fourth. Yeah, if they are dropping out from this one.
Yeah,
A bit of a
Adrian,
shame. Yeah.
Adrian wants to get a double dub, right? You know, he's got the one. He's got a tournament over here, and then in the US, he's got another one. Yeah, so should be pretty cool to see how far he goes. But you know, he's got a tough opponent as well. You know, Sewell wants to cement his dominance in the AO region, right? So both parties, they've got something to fight for, and it looks like they're also both from Canada, so it could be quite interesting depending on where they're from. The East Coast, the East side versus the West side, or maybe they're from
East
the same
versus
place.
West.
Yeah, it's Canada's a big place, right? Canada's a big place, so you know it could be different locals, different areas, different regions. You know, so it'll be cool to see the Canadians fighting on Australian, not Australians, AO soil.
Oi, oi, oi.
Aye,
Oi.
aye. Oh, we're jumping right into the game here, folks.
Whoa, here we go. Here we go. And it'll be interesting to see who starts. All right. Got the buddy fight. You mentioned that Adrian was a buddy fight player, yeah? Chris?
Yeah, very well achieved buddy fight player, and has been doing great with Vanguard lately as well. Like, I mean, we've been seeing Adrian's name pop up in like every single format, every single stream. So definitely been going through a hot streak. So come this BCS season, you know, we have 2 regionals in Canada. So both these players are going to be some pretty big threats, I think, if you're planning to participate, as they've been performing really well in the solo stage here on the BRO floor, and we're going to see how they do in BCS as well. But definitely both players you want to keep an eye on.
That's right. That's right. And
Look at that.
we have Sewell starting. He's
Raise the flag. I mean, oh wait.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Ooh,
Throwing away the
Yo.
only runs one
Does-
of it.
yeah, but I guess if he doesn't have to search it, he saves his soul, right? So
Yeah.
think of the bright side, guys. It's not all bad.
Oh, Soul charges the OT there.
Ouch.
Is it?
Ouch.
Ouch. Is it
That's
the
not
OT?
good.
Oh no.
It was the OT indeed.
Ooh,
That's
going
horrible.
aggressive. This is the
Aggressive start by
aggressive
Adrian.
Bruces that we're seeing, right? I think. Ooh, PG going away. That's not good. It's not good. And
Derek. Yeah, I like how
Argon
Adrian's
as
doing
well.
it. Adrian is just like, you know what? He's just slapping, you know, with force. You know, yes. Trigger check.
so here's a thought, guys. Like, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but wouldn't Virena not be bad in this matchup? Because if, let's say, Adrian doesn't commit a Doba there, right? And even if
yeah,
he
it would have
does,
actually gotten rid of the Richard effect.
yeah. So, I mean, Soul Blast 2 is pretty heavy. Like,
Yeah.
let's not jump around
you-
there. So, it's not nice. Soul Blast
not
2
nice.
is pretty rough, right? And normally, you'd ideally just want to arcs here. And just go, hey, you know, draw cards.
And
There we
we're
go.
gonna do exactly that.
And
I
I mean,
like Arc so much. It's just like, you know, it's a free 2 card, you know, during the mid match. It's like, you know, you're prepping for your great 3 turn. So good. Drawing another Arcs there.
and,
Yeah, but no second trick star, so we're gonna have to play it chill here. Swinging 12, probably to face, I would assume. That's gonna be 2 to pass. And if
Oh,
you
the
go down,
shield.
it'll be effective.
that's right. Puts
That's
it on
good,
the
that's
ring.
good. This is
Well, there's
gonna be
like
at
2
25.
ways to look at this matchup. When you go second, when you're first against a Bruce, you can really push and just like kind of, you know, deal as much damage, force him to throw a lot of cards down. At the same time, like if they go aggressive like this, you can kind of attack the rears and kind of drain the resource out of you know, Bruce's hand. But in a way, it's kind of like a bait too, because if you're not attacking their face and not dealing the damage, you know, they're kind of a bit safer. So, two ways to look about it. Moving the Doba back now, and I don't think... Well, if Adrian commits something here as well, you know, just kind of try and catch up on damage. It looks like he actually is going to do that.
I feel like here someone just wants to see the arcs gone, just to like recall the Trickstar next turn and like arcs again.
Yeah, I feel like you'd really mind if the arc is gone, but you know, when you're going second like this, you kind of do want to push, and he's going very, very far in. He's hitting a lot.
Going super deep.
Yeah, I'm interested if like next turn Suru decides to just attack rears, right? And then because when you're Nirvana, you technically have an extra attack. If you think about the ping 1 as like an extra attack, right? Because it deals a damage, you can make up for like make up for a lot of the lack of attacks you had early game, especially if your opponent has like no resources. And in a way, like, damage denying... Ooh, he's taking the crit. That's another perfect guard gone. Ooh.
The one good thing for Stu is that the counter heals are really big in this matchup, where you actually do have basically everything restanding. So you have 25k shields just like that. Gonna drop the Emilia, she's not really doing much in this matchup anymore.
He might want it later if he wants to catch up. But yeah, this is a... It's looking a bit scary when Bruce gets these crits before they're like final rush. You're either like, you kind of on a timer, because once that final rush hits as well, it's gonna be a really devastating turn.
The countdown clock to death.
Yeah, so there's like two lines of play to look for this turn. Is that Suru can just go Faiths, use the Nirvana to like pump up power as well, and then, you know, seal the game next turn when he goes to grade 4. Or again, he can go for the kind of the more conservative route where he goes, he is the arcs, and then he attacks the 2 rears, and then, you know, maybe next turn, you know, Barber has to you know, only ride up to
another
3
arcs
if he wants to.
and a
double arcs here. There's the Trickstar.
Double arcs, yeah.
Oh,
Gonna do it.
I like it.
Oh, there it is.
Find the remaining PGs as well if possible.
Or just things to guard with, basically.
Exactly.
Was that an OT?
I saw crit, not sure about the OT.
An OT would be so good on Suicide right now. You know what? You're farming for cards, you'll get more cards.
You know, like we said before, when you are farming cards, that's right. Restanding the Vanguard and attacking once more, you get 2 more cards.
And then forego the CB here, I think you kind of have to, because your Kamas is limited in this deck. Gonna be a 2 to pass.
2 to pass. 2 to pass.
Ooh.
Urger.
Oh, there we go.
PG's good. PG's good.
Good
Then
DK
got
swing.
15s.
I assume this might be going rears. Or are we really just gonna try to keep pushing face? Alright,
Rear it
guard
is,
gone. Looks like it is rear swings. Gonna go to the Derek now.
Yeah.
Adrian's hand is pretty small. They've been seeing
ending
crits, but no.
Oh, yeah, this one's went to the Vanguard.
Went to face. Alright.
Oh, but that's
Maybe 2 damage.
APG as well.
That's kind of strange because, like, okay, this turn, Derek is actually quite scary because it can just straight up make a full field. So you would probably want to get rid of it.
He's not doing
But, like-
anything now, you know? You gotta be in final rush, right?
Yeah, but you like the problem with Bruce, right, is you can drain its hand, but with one Derek, they make a full field, you know? And that's
Is that a hell dive being thrown? It's a hell dive.
Yeah,
Interesting choice.
Helldive does actually get the draw out.
to the pass.
To the pass.
Nothing.
Megan is
But
big.
those
Good pickup.
are pieces, though. Those are actually
Yes.
pieces that he can use. And this side is hitting for 18.
Oh,
Gonna
double
double
intercept.
intercept with
Double
both
intercept.
arcs.
Whoa.
Esperel idea? Incoming?
Yeah, I guess trying to just like make a fat Espel idea for next turn.
That's
can
right.
go
I think
into
the OT
Mahar
is
here.
actually in,
Yeah, it is
in Suru's hand.
So Yuretsuji here, get one of them back. There it is.
Yep,
CB
get
first.
Esperel back. There we go.
You want to make sure you do the Rets G first as well, all the time. Otherwise, you won't get that counter charge.
Exactly.
Alright, choosing to
Here comes the
Uh, ping.
damage ping,
Yeah, ping the damage.
as well as the Trickstar call. Gonna see a
Oh,
defensive
defensive.
actually come out. It's gonna be a front, which is extra annoying to deal with his board now. And that's probably gonna be overdressed into. Gonna be picking up, I think, 4 cards. No, make it 5. There is also a
5.
base Verena in the drop there. 3 Hoxes are out, which is pretty big.
So the red G can like attack into the Derek, which is still a good move, I think.
Yeah.
I can't
Even
right? There's a front.
Even
right?
the Esperal idea can attack into the Derek because it's basically the same amount of dodge you need. As well.
That G actually does not hit.
Yeah, it does not
Derek's
hit.
a 20.
Oh, it's a
At
oh yeah, it's
20.
a front,
It's
eh?
a front.
Ooh, that front.
the most annoying thing to hit right now.
Yeah.
But the thing, Adrian's hand is pretty small, I suppose. Yeah, I mean the
Yeah,
whole,
I feel like-
the whole aggression in the early game kind of comes back to him now.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Suro's gonna need a really good triple drive, I think, in this turn.
So 23,
Crit heal.
15k for 2 to pass. Will we
Crit
see
heal's
it?
pretty good.
Or is it just risk it and take it?
In any ideal world, yeah, a crit heal.
I mean, like heal is also good. You know, heal draw.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Anything. You just need to see things.
Oh, I like this. You know, Adrian is thinking, you know what? If I take this, a lot of fun stuff that I can do for the next turn. But if I
That's
die
right.
here, if I die here,
Oh, we're going
Technic-
for 2.
Oh, 2.
Are we adding
Okay.
more?
Technically
Still thinking
speaking,
about
3 CB is enough to go unrivaled. Oh,
Oh,
crit
oh.
heal, crit
Oh, it
heal,
doesn't count.
crit heal.
I feel like Suro would just put it all on there. Oh no, he's putting it on there. Okay.
No, all in, buddy, all
Okay.
in.
You know, when you see it first, though. Oh no, I think that's just the power from
Oh,
the
that's a
Esperal.
power of the
Oh.
Esperal idea.
So he's, oh, he's
Yeah,
looking
okay,
at the
alright.
Vanguard.
Here comes the second.
And then
Oh,
crit heal.
heal.
Another
He's gonna
crit,
crit
another
heal.
crit,
Breaking
heal, crit,
through.
heal, crit.
Oh dear.
Third check is a
No, it's a draw.
Oh, okay.
Almost. You know, 2 out of 3. I'll take that.
2 damage
Yeah.
pushes to 5. We see
PG
no
and PG.
Double trees,
3
no
PGs are
defensive
gone.
trees.
Suo now has
No.
big attackers on this 23k body.
Yeah,
This
the
is coming in.
situation suddenly changed when you got 2 damage against Unrivaled Bridge. Like, yeah, I can probably survive this turn, especially when I get the crit and I get the super heal against the restanders, right? So, suddenly Adrian's situation, he's got to
nasty.
deal with an Esperal deal. We see so many nulls out of
There's
the
one
game
PG
as
in hand.
well. Yeah,
This
so
is a 38k swing, so actually needs 20k shield. And the Esperal idea is way bigger than that.
yes. Is it only 38? He got 3 triggers. Right? Oh,
28,
Yeah,
One
so
trigger
he
went
puts
on
two.
face.
One trigger.
And then...
Yeah, 2 triggers went on face. Yeah, so 2 triggers went
Oh
on
yeah,
face.
you're right. So it's actually
Yeah.
38.
28.
So
It's 28, 28.
28. Yeah, 28.
So, yeah, the PG.
Oh, that's a final PG there.
Oh, the
But
Megan
in a
has been
way-
dropped.
The clock is
Wow.
ticking. No PGs
man.
means the next turn is going to be very hard to guard Esperal ideas, right?
Yep. Grade 4 Bruce coming down. Unrivaled Bruce enters the fray.
This is like the win. This with Suo right now. It's like, you know. This is, that was so nasty. I can't.
Yeah, that was really, really
Brutal.
big for Suo.
That was
Just
so brutal.
Smelled blood was like, alright, we're going all in.
You know, when you see like the first drive check, when you tutor past something, you see the first drive check being like a critical, and your opponent starts looking at the numbers, right? They're like, oh, that's a
That's not
bad feeling. That's a bad feeling.
That's the omen there.
Yeah. Derek
gonna do some work. Get rid of
gonna
that
get
Esperal idea.
hopefully get some usable cards for Adrian's side.
Oh, I see a lot of usable cards. There's a Lenard, there is a Dober. Might even see a
he-
Marjorie.
Did he just make a full field for free?
Perhaps.
I mean, that's the in an ideal world, right?
Did he just put 4 in?
It for in.
Oh.
I think
We
he
got
just needs the
Dobered.
soul.
Yeah, true. We got
Ah, oh,
debated
yeah.
just there, you know.
I mean,
Saw
he
one good
does
card.
he does need the soul. Yeah. If not unrivaled, Bruce is pretty much rivaled.
I mean, that means his hand stuff really has nothing to generate soul. Okay, it's like
Mm-hmm.
Megan doesn't generate soul, but it generates power. And
And the
that's a
Marjorie.
Marjorie. that
Marjorie.
generates soul? Like Dober itself generates soul as well. But if Adrian's not committing anything else, one of those Marjories has to eat a Doba. Oh.
He don't have to.
Yeah, it technically doesn't, but you know,
It's kind of
Marjorie is pretty good.
Yeah, Marjorie's pretty needed right now.
And look at Suru's hand is suddenly massive.
Take this
He can-
one.
Yeah.
That's the last arc's gone.
You're just gonna take that arc.
I assume Suo's gonna just take the first 2 attacks, and then the Bruce will basically be able to swing in with the pressure. You're gonna guard that nice and safe. We know the OT is out now for... Well, we know it's been soul charged for Adrian. And we're gonna have to see where things go after that. Are we not using the Marjorie here?
And I
Dober's
mean,
power is
technically,
more vital.
yeah, Dober's giving the power to Vanguard, so maybe
Yeah.
he does want to make it into an unrivaled Bruce, you know? I want to make it into an unrivaled Bruce.
Wow, 10k shield is actually enough. That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
That's
like
rare to see from Marjorie.
the OT being revealed is like actually massive, because if it wasn't revealed, Suru would have had to like guard these 2 and then maybe like take the Vanguard. And then,
So-
you know, if the OT comes out, then he has like a PG to guard that. But because like the OT has already been shown, Suru can just play very, very safe. Right? He doesn't have
There's
to
so
worry.
many PGs. There's so many PGs in Suo's hand.
Yeah, OT is
There
out.
it
The
is.
confirmation is there.
Yeah,
Gonna drop the OT himself for the no pass.
No
Nice
pass.
and safe. We see full blast. Bruce
No.
crit. 2 shieldless cards is not what you want to see when you're at 5. And no heals either to save him. There's still one more check after this. As Bruce
Putting
effect will be
everything on the
activated now.
unrivaled, I think, right?
Yep.
So,
You gotta, you know what? Just pressure off the PG from Suo's hand. Both of them are actually running dry on PGs.
yeah, but it's a much more worse situation for Adrian because he actually has nothing.
Yep.
Needs a heal
He's
off
on
this one.
5.
Just needs to heal
Yeah.
off this one check, otherwise we're in big trouble.
And in a way, like Suru's kind of set up better because he does have like the super heals for this matchup.
Yeah. So the counter heals, of course, are 25k shields here.
But is this enough?
So this puts him to 38. So it's for now 1 to pass. Needs another 10k shield.
I mean, in this situation, you just gotta go with a no pass.
There's
man.
oh my god, there's so many counter heals in hand.
Yeah.
Just make a no
Yeah.
pass here quite easily.
Let's make a no pass.
I
here.
think he kind of has this game. You just have to guard correctly, because we're gonna have oh, there it is. There's the handshake, and that
Front
is
is big, but Suo's on 3.
not big enough, right? When
Not big
you're on
enough.
3,
Megan is gonna swing for 30, I believe. 40 actually.
40.
Or
Yeah.
40.
something like 40.
so 2-card guard or no guard, pretty much.
Or a
So
no
you can
guard for
play it really
everything,
safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marjorie's gonna be 33, 43. So it's actually Marjorie's a bit easier to guard. Ooh, that's
Oh,
probably
I
getting a
like
little bit of
it.
damage.
Alright, yeah, I like
That's
this.
gonna
So
take
yeah, just swing in the
Megan.
Megan, just draw it in. Soul charge. Let's hope it's not a heal.
It's a
Yep, nope,
Leonard.
it's a Leonard.
I think Suru's just gonna get like a hand count, but he knows there's like what two cards at least that's like absolutely unusable in that hand,
Yeah.
and there's no PGs. So I think that's like 10
no
cards.
piece.
Yeah.
10 cards,
43. He's gonna take
basically,
it.
Yeah, just take it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a crit.
Crits.
Alright, gonna be at 5, which means that. Alright, so if you don't win this turn, I mean, putting yourself in heal range is good, but I feel like most heals are already out. We're gonna see the Mahar. Don't have to rewrite it, can just discard it from hand for the damage. The damage string will not happen actually, but the Trickstar Revival will.
Yeah, and we have he can at least go double Esmeralda if he wants to. He's got a Trickstar
It's
ready.
in hand.
Yeah. Does he have an Esmeralda in hand? That's the question.
If there's a G, you can make things happen.
Yeah, but you want the double, right?
Burger.
Burger.
That turns on the 10k buff. That might be all she wrote.
Oh, that is.
She wrote.
Oh, that's kind of. It's kind of
You know what,
weird.
SG does
It's
hurt,
kinda
but
meh.
Still at 23. Still at 23. Suo's
But
hand
it's
is very
like-
defensive.
I mean, if you think about it, this gives Adrian the chance to just, you know, if I want to, you know, a chance for survival, I'm just gonna put 1 to pass for the Vanguard here.
Yeah, but his hand's actually relatively big. We saw him get a front as well. You know, there's a crit. So there's 35, right? Technically,
see
he
the
has 10
vigor
hand.
there.
but
Yeah, you
two
can see
are
the
gone.
vigor, signs of life from Adrian. It's like, all right. This is possible. This is possible.
Yeah. Unless the, like we know like 4 cards in his hand, right? So unless the other cards in his hand are absolutely terrible, this should be guardable.
That's a 1 to pass.
No, that's a 10k one. Right.
Oh, that's a 10k one.
Is that actually?
Oh, 1 to pass. Yeah.
That is actually 1 to pass.
2 to
No, 2 to pass. It's 15 and it's
2 to
10.
pass. Yeah, 2 to pass.
Oh, he's going for
here
the.
we go again. Here we go
Crit,
again.
Here it is. Here it is.
Triggers out. 6.
Doing the counts. First
7.
check.
8 with
7
1 in damage.
We saw like 2 in hand, right?
8 triggers
10.
out.
Oh, that's 2
I
more
think
there in
there's
hand.
There's
3 in
4 in
hand.
hand.
There's 11. Or 4 in hand, so 12.
All in, buddy. When it comes up to you first, the win is with you.
There's no PGs left in hand though. That's the thing. Like you can actually pretty safely put this on rears and potentially they won't be guarded.
There we
Oh,
go.
he's going all in.
Do it.
All in.
He's actually doing
do
it. Second check. Let's see it. Oh, that's a G. Good card, but not a trigger. Third check. No!
Oh no!
Oh, no! This is worth going all in for. The hand is already so low. There's like no PGs in the whole deck left.
I can kind of understand why he would want to do that. You know what? It's like, we're gonna go rapid.
18.
I think
Shield.
here's the thing, right? Is if Adrian calculated for a 2 to pass, he would calculate that he can guard everything else if like Suru puts it on a rear, right? So this would be the way to like
That's a 50. Yeah,
break the guard and just straight up weird.
one front is enough here. One front is enough here.
Yeah.
Gonna be
Yeah.
guarding with a front. All right, Adrian has. No
Okay,
soul.
this is the scary,
Like
but this
one
is the
target
scariest
soul, I
part
think.
right here. The Marjorie
doesn't
gave
have
him
many
2 just
cards in
now.
hand.
Yeah, the Marjorie gave him 2 just now. So that's 2.
Oh yeah, true. Then we're at 3. We're at 3. My bad.
We're at 3.
Needs to
So the
soul.
Marjorie can technically make it work and go to 5.
Yes, barely.
I can go to 5. Yeah, again. Yeah, this is Adrian's final turn. Just put everything down and.
Ooh, this is good.
Oh, this is so good.
Call
Ow.
it.
Oh, the Derek is massive. Derek can make a field if he wants to.
If you use
Field
it,
of
the power
Dreams.
does fade out though.
True,
Feel-
true.
So you're gonna have to
That's for the
use
Marjorie.
It, but put that Bruce into the soul, or use Marjorie to put that Bruce into the soul.
I mean, this is all you need, right? On Adrian's side. This is the T formation.
That Urger
Yeah.
is a shield too, which can actually come in pretty useful here.
Marjorie's gonna be. This is 25, right? Marjorie's gonna be like probably 33.
Yes.
And then the Bruce is gonna restand like 23. Or at the moment. Technically, it's gonna be pretty hard to guard. Putting the front in.
I mean, yeah,
That's complete all in.
there's no chance for Adrian to survive the next turn unless he gets a double heal.
Using the Derek, I think.
The Derek.
Oh, retiring the Urger.
Ooh, okay,
That's
that's smart.
big.
That's smart. Yeah.
Checking
And looking
4.
at top 4, but that's a going low on deck.
It's fine. This is final rush, final turn. Let's showcase the unrivalry.
Survive at all means necessary.
No double Marjorie.
No, that's a weird column, but there's no better way to place it.
I mean, I think if there were a booster, Adrian would have put it down, but I guess no. Yeah,
Yeah. And,
yeah, boost it out. It's gonna be bigger the next turn anyway.
Ooh, this is saying 29, so it's slightly better numbers.
I mean, we saw Suo drive checking a lot of triggers in the previous turn, and he hasn't used the perfect gut yet, but it's still scary, isn't it? Because you know that there's 6
It
attacks
is.
coming.
Yeah, 6 attacks. This is a good number. This is like a
Everything
2-card
is
guard
hard.
number.
Like it's.
2-card guard
I
every
feel like
turn.
maybe so underestimated just how much work that one Marjorie is going to be doing, but I guess Derek has managed to accomplish the same role.
Yeah. And then this is 33.
And the thing is, if he had put the trigger in the rear, maybe that would have taken the Derek out of hand as well. Like that would have been
Yes.
able to, even if you don't win, not gambling there would have at least taken out the cards that Adrian needs to potentially win this turn.
Yeah, I feel like he's already thrown a lot of his power cards as well, so there might be a way out, right? You know, he has to save the PG for the last.
Yes.
Oh, that's
it.
That
that's a
hurts
super
so
overcommittal.
much. Yeah,
That
it
hurts.
hurts so
The
much.
hand is getting really small. I don't know if Suo's got this anymore. This is looking
No.
just like Adrian
Very
is the
grim.
comeback of the ages.
It's right.
There is, yeah, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks more.
Bruce in the finals? Are we going to see that for AO? Bruce in the finals? It looks that way, isn't it? It's counting the heels.
Yeah. What is the? He's got 2 of a specific card. Is that a heal?
Double heal, yeah. That's the effect heal. Wow.
He's going for a PG. He's throwing the Esmeralda. Okay.
Oh, don't forget this is a Mahara in hand too. That's just a dead card.
Ooh, not what you
Critical?
want to see right now.
That's
But what's
big.
the situation on Adrian's deck? I'm wondering.
In all honesty, I think he doesn't care. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna finish you off right now.
If he puts it on the Marjorie, I think the numbers are slightly better. But I guess it doesn't really matter if in the Derek. No, actually, if he puts it on the Marjorie, it's better, right? Because it's 43 and it gets over the.
43. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually put on the Vanguard.
Thinking about it. Putting it under
Oh,
Derek.
the Derek. I think the Derek's the weaker one, right? Putting the crit on the
Yeah.
Vanguard.
Adam Bruce makes sense. Oh, a heal comes out. Gonna be going down to 4 here. I feel like Adrian's got this at this point.
Yeah,
The
like
Suo 3-peat is not looking to happen with how things are looking right now.
Alright, yeah, I think this is correct. I mean, in all honesty, the power lines are pretty stacked here for each of the lanes, yeah? You'd normally go for the Vanguard first, try to get more triggers, and then, you know what, just bait out any PGs that might be in.
There's like
And
no
then I
heals
think
left in this deck too. The 2 counter heals are 25k shields, but even then, like, there's so much power on this board that I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
There we go.
Gonna swing in.
yeah, the trigger on the
33.
Marjorie hits over the counter heal, which is huge.
Counter heal can 1 to pass this. And I think you have to do that.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do it.
It's gonna be a 1. You just pray for no triggers on this check, and there is none. That is gonna guard it. But there's still 2 more attacks. Derek
Yeah.
coming in. 35.
1 PG in hand.
Counter heal can also guard this too. The counter heal's
Counter
really putting
heal
in
on
work.
this and PG on the last one will save it, but we know he doesn't have it, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gonna have to counter heal one of them and then take the last one and pray that
Take the last one.
last
That is a
heal in
heal.
deck will actually proc there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is huge. Adrian is within moments away from victory.
Ah,
Getting
my
to
heart.
finals. The Canadian
Oh.
showdown here has never been more intense.
Yeah. Oh, it's, we thought Suru had it, but how the tables have turned, right?
How the tables have turned.
Or how the turns have
no.
tabled.
How the turns have tabled this game.
I think he's wondering which one to take. He's off the top.
He's taking it. Do we see heal off the top?
What?
How does he do it? How does this happen? Dude, I cannot
My God.
imagine.
Wow, what?
Yo!
I can't imagine the emotions
Oh.
of this table right now.
Oh my god! And
we got
we're talking
it's a
about
Mahar in
table
hand.
turning. That was another table turning moment right there.
Yeah.
Oh my days. What
But-
a moment.
just a
how
Mahar
does-
in hand.
Can he ping for the deck out or like this? What's how many cards in Adrian's deck? It looks like what?
I cannot imagine how the feeling of relief on Suo's side, and just the despair of seeing that heal from Adrian's side when you were this close. And that was the only out for Suo.
Yeah, that pink
And I think that's the only card in deck. And with that,
Two.
Was it 2?
2. Just ping the damage and that's it.
Oh my god!
My god!
Counterblast 1.
My
Soul
god!
the Mahar.
What?
1 damage.
No way!
No way!
The heal on Adrian's side actually.
No!
Oh no!
This is just.
This is just a 13k swing. He's
Only-
actually gonna guard it to the pass.
I feel like there's been so many plot twists in this one single game.
The final
Every
PG
Still
is
comes
there.
out. The crit still comes out. 18k Tetsuji with the crit. The players are still playing it out. Adrian guards this with the heal. A pass comes out.
And
that's the
goodbye!
Suo!
Suo!
How does he?
My
do it?
god!
Adrian.
Oh my
We
god!
thought
Oh
Suo at first.
my
It felt like Suo
God.
had it. Then Adrian made the comeback of the ages. But Suo had to bet on the one heal remaining in deck that could potentially save him and finds it. Managing to make it to finals one more time for the 3rd week in a row.
My god!
How?
I mean, that's destiny right there. I can't deny it anymore. That's destiny awaiting right there for the 3P. My goodness.
That's
It
right.
cannot be
Vanguard is
anything
not a
but.
lie, my dude. It is not a lie.
The goddess
you
of
gotta-
victory.
You gotta play to your outs. Right? You gotta play to even if you make some bad moves in the end, right? You gotta play to your outs. You know, so
Absolutely.
that was the one out, and it happened. So, whew.
Adrian played it so well. You know, you can't deny that he played it so well.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you just can't fight against destiny.
It's great.
The universe, yeah, the universe wanted
That's
that.
right. The someone really wants to make it to finals at least.
That was
So-
crazy. But
Well,
for
that was
Adrian,
a-
honestly, like that was an amazing showing. Adrian's been performing so well across the board, and managing to get to top 4, potentially get 3rd after this if they manage to win the 3rd place matchup, and they're still playing in NA, which again is another shot at that 1st place trophy.
Yeah, yeah.
What an amazing showing, honestly. What an amazing showing. But with that is the end of the top 4. We're going to go for a short break so the players can get a little breather before the finals and 3rd place playoff. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon.
Cardfight Vanguard.
Alright, welcome back, folks, for the finals! It is finally finals time here for Bushiroad 2022, the last match that you're going to be seeing us here today for. Well, at least me. You're going to see Kai playing.
Yeah, you're gonna see Kaida.
If they somehow don't feature him on stream, I have questions. That's all I'm gonna say. This man managed to plug every single feature match, and nobody knows what this guy is playing. So it's time to expose the truth and see him in top 8.
That's right. That's
But
right. Should be good.
Before we get to top 8 in EU, we have to crown a champion here in the AO region. And it's been a pretty emotional ride. We have our 2 final players here, which is going to be a round 5 rematch. These 2 players, Suo and Art, played in round 5, and Art was the one that took it. Art was the one that took it with Kairi over Suo. And now for Suo, it's revenge time. And for Art, it's to try to establish dominance and keep that win streak going against Suo's Nirvana. Franz, unfortunately, fell in the top 4 against Art. And Art also took down Desert Kuko in the top 8, whereas Suo has made his way through, defeating Kitten Pants and Adrian Barber in the gauntlet so far in some very emotional games, and now is trying to defend the title and become the 3-peat champion. It's never been done before. If Suo can actually win AO in all 3 regions, that is actual Vanguard history. Like, I don't think you can have a bigger target on your back going into BCS than that, honestly.
That's
Nope,
right.
nope,
That's
I'm
right.
not.
At least, as long as he doesn't go to the air region, right? He'll be good. He's from NA. Very happy to have invaded AO successfully 3 times, right? So it should be good to see. Should be a great finals, I think. We saw some great games already. Very technical game, like kind of in the first top 8. then the Sue Adrian game, that was like, oh,
Yeah.
that was literal emotion, tabling, and turning, plot twist galore. It was crazy. What do you think, guys? What do you think?
That's the best. You know, I mean, peak AO. I think that's the best match we've had all season, guys. That was it. You know, so, you know, I have never shouted or screamed so much in a game other than that match right there.
It is
Yeah.
You gotta see.
crazy. It's simply crazy. So I'm ready to just get into the finals and see these players duke it out. Art and Suo, Kairi versus Nirvana, two decks that are rated very highly. They're both on the watch list in Japan for standard, which is, you know, says a lot to see both these decks make it into the finals of AO standard as well.
Yeah, and whew. I don't know which deck do you guys like more? You know, Kairi or Nirvana?
I'm on the Nirvana train myself, but it's like I really like Kairi because I think it's one of the coolest lyrical monasterio decks to come out of the development of the nation itself. And the fact that it's just like, you know, you had Kairi, she wasn't really doing as great in the first set, then got the grade 4 form, you know, it's really good, you know, kind of just finisher, really good, like, enabler for the deck too. But then it's like, okay, how can we make it better? Let's put in the friend engine. And, you know, you have this, like, hodgepodge of cool ideas from lyrical in one deck, and it's looking to get even better going into the next set, which I think is going to be pretty awesome.
This is gonna be insane, my dudes. This is it. This is peak AO, Dragon Empire, Lyrical Monasterio. Two of the best players that we have right here. Kairi, Nirvana. You know, whichever bench you are on rooting for, yeah, you gotta watch this. This is it, guys. This is it. The final push to be crowned the grand champion, yeah, of AO region.
Right.
And cool to see who starts, plays, getting ready. Anything can happen in Cardfight Vanguard, as you know, right?
That line has really aged very well. Shout out,
Yeah.
Quidlin. Shout outs to Quidlin, if you know, Mr. Vision Man himself, for making a one-liner that is definitely stuck with Vanguard players for many years now.
Oh, wow, I don't know. That last game, still reeling from that last game.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I think the players too, especially for Suo, he even tweeted out earlier saying, you know, that he's just trembling after that match. Like, what a crazy experience, you know, to go through, and you know the nerves that he must be going through, knowing that if he wins this, he's actually on the cusp of becoming one of the greatest of all.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
that.
you know,
the one-hand keyboard push. You know what? Yeah, let's go.
There's a lot of pressure for both players.
Going first.
Yeah.
Kairi's going first.
Oh, and the optimal discard for the first turn as well. You love to see it. We're gonna develop that board from the very get-go.
Deja
The
vu.
development of the board was so big, we got a little flashbang out here too.
Yeah,
right.
I'm getting a deja vu feeling here, guys. This is exactly how it went. Yesterday's switch round.
Yep.
So attacking here. Good thing about Nirvana is if you want to ride up to 4, you will ride up to 4. Alright, this is how it is. 1
Yeah.
damage. The Rets G. It's pretty nice.
Hands of crit.
There's a heal. There's a crit. Oh yeah, there's a crit. Sorry. Wow.
Right.
I mean,
Kairi has a bit of a board already. Let's see the turn 2. What will we be bouncing? What will we be committing to keep this aggression going? For Art, going first is huge, especially in this match.
that's a one-off order.
Yep, that is a one-up that Art does play. So that is very good. The Sweets, which might just get better with time, actually. It's a very generic card, so it's kind of like Aileen. You know, just could fit into any lyrical deck. Gonna call the Aileen as well. We've seen this board before. Aileen probably gonna go to the back. This is literally the exact same board.
Yes, it
Round
is.
5. I think if Suo doesn't have like deja vu right now, I would be very surprised.
And we can see how much value this Aileen just does, right? Rets G goes away. Probably gonna no guard this as well.
Bounce the Melty. That's another card draw
Alright,
to pass.
alright, let's
Make it a no
go
pass.
past it.
Check. Grade 4
Okay,
Kairi.
grade 4.
Winning hand.
And then this last line.
Alright,
14.
let's check it. Check it.
Close to the
Putting it
bottom,
on
not a
bottom.
trigger. Again, like playing the alien this way is very, very interesting because it allows you like to just get damage checks, right, on the when you take damage. But then when like Nirvana pings you as well, you just kind of stop. Just stop its entire turn, which is huge.
See the counter heal being dropped there because it's only going to be a 10k shield in this matchup. So there are multiple attacks, but they don't restand. So basically resetting the rears, which allows for Suo to just dismiss the counter heals there.
Going for 1, 2, 3.
This-
How
We're
again? How
here,
much
guys.
how much pushing is Suru gonna do this turn? I wonder.
Probably an arcs, just an arcs. Yeah.
I think he
Vanguard
always has
swing
the arcs.
with an arc.
He always puts
Yeah.
the trickster up front because he's got confidence, knowing that he's got the arcs ready.
Yep.
There.
There we go.
Yes. Kamas in the crit, drawing the 2.
1, 2.
Let's see what the pickup is. Retsuji is already like there's 2 of them in hand, which is very
There's
good.
2 of them.
If not
Wow.
3, which will help to get that Espriel idea back that is in the drop zone right now. 12k going to be swinging in, probably to the Vanguard, just to establish some
Dominance.
dominance. Right?
Right.
Dominance.
Damage is good.
Damage is good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
This.
Yeah,
Very
this is
simple
Suo's
guard.
redemption arc. Yeah, this is the redemption arc for Suo right here. You know what?
That's
Revenge.
The Virina arcs.
Draw.
Draw.
And draw.
Huge.
Very
That's a
cool.
big head. That's a big head right there.
Damage comes down. It is clean. It's a 25.
Arts is gonna
It's
take it.
difficult to
Shields
guard.
will commit another damage, and we don't see any defensive triggers on the side of Art. Going to be going to 3 here already.
Going to Blank City, it seems.
Blank City,
Time.
yeah.
I think last time we saw Art play,
Draw
he was just
yeah,
damage-
draw city. It's a draw city.
Yeah. Damage checks I remember were like really good.
That's right. The deja vu ends here.
Deja vu ends here, yeah. So this is a
I'm wondering-
totally new game.
I'm wondering if Suru does have the Amelia. Do we see that? Is he gonna go straight into the Maha next turn?
If
Just
there's an
kinda-
Amelia, I haven't really picked up any Amelias or Mahars in hand, which
Or
is
Mahar
a
in
little bit
hand,
worrying.
Yeah,
Use
because
both.
if he can next turn Maha, that is amazing. Just the tempo is gonna go totally in his favor. You pop an Esmeralda and you're just doing well.
Art's thinking about it. Does have the Melty, yeah, in hand to proc again. I think that's... I mean, that's the way to go, ain't it? It's... You mean, if my opponent is drawing like crazy, I should be drawing like crazy too.
Yep. Let's do the mini
That's
arts. Melty. And
Oh, that's a-
Heal out, which can be bounced.
Wow.
It's not the end of the world.
Is that the end of the world? Yeah. You just
For
need to
Although
draw.
that
be
means you're
good.
gonna have to undo the boost on Kyrie if you want to bounce that.
Still fine, I think. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
The hand
Yeah,
is
so-
actually that high either. It's like 5, I think, for art. So we're
Yeah,
going
that's
to
5.
7, 8,
8.
9.
It's gonna, 9. It's
The
gonna go to
bounce.
9.
Crazy how it just shoots up like that all at once.
Yeah, a lot of
That's
it is just cards from the field, though. So a lot
Yeah.
of them are just like 5Ks.
Oh, bottom
Bottom.
again. Alright, arcs. Okay. The arcs is gonna go say bye bye.
Okay, Kyrie gonna probably swing here, unboosted, and Soul Blast 1 to bounce. Oh, not the Melty, interesting.
Oh,
I kind of expect Melty to be the target here.
Just for
2
2.
to pass, that's a safe shield, I think, as well. Melty.
Blank,
Well,
blank.
nothing. Wow. It's been blank city. Yeah.
That's right. The last
I
one.
feel like here, Suo might want to guard this last one as well. Yep, you want to make use of the draw effects being in their full 10k shield effect. And at the very
that
least,
just means
stay on 2.
he might not have a write up with 1 CB like that.
I think he doesn't. I haven't spotted a Mahar yet in hand, which is a little bit worrying.
Or Amelia.
The whole deck
actually.
relies on Mahar being there.
Yeah.
If there's an Arx,
Nope.
you can keep digging at least, but
There's 3 Sujis
is
there.
I think the only Verena is Esper ID in hand, which is not great. So I think the search for a Verena base will actually be good here. It will find the only Verena possible and try to navigate the board. Like, you just need to thin the deck. Yeah, I think all the Mahars are still inside the deck, which is quite tragic. Make
Is
sure
there
to
a
shuffle.
world where you'd ride an Esmeralda?
I mean, in
I
the
do
worst
not think
possible
it'd be-
outcome world.
I mean, you're doing it
Just
triple
for
drive,
triple
and
check,
Triple
yeah.
drive.
if you have
Yeah, triple
if you
drive
have
is good.
another Esmeralda as well, right? It's like
Yeah, I suppose.
it could be worse. You know, you could be
could be
twin
worse.
driving, right? But instead, you could be triple driving.
Alright.
But yeah, you want to get your resources as much as possible,
cards
and
to
then,
bottom.
rewrite to Mahar. I think that's fine.
I think here you commit the CB and just push damage, right? Because your opponent's
think
already
so.
at 3.
Just put in the
Just wondering if he wants to
Virina.
develop the arcs. Not the arcs, the base Verena.
The base
I think
Virina.
you can. It hits like 20k.
Okay.
You can put triggers on it.
20K.
It's always nice. You can even overdress it, right?
Yeah, if you overdress it, it's even bigger.
And over trigger it. I mean.
Yeah.
Over triggered
Oh.
pretty good right now for
Yeah.
sure.
There's 2 Kanzens that I see here, 2 PGs in hand. That's okay against Kyrie.
Okay, and then ditch the Retsuji, bring back the Trickstar, and we're gonna probably go into the base Verena. Can get rid of the Eileen, which has been putting in a lot of work with that Soul Blast.
Oh. But using 2 soul for that?
Yeah, it's not great. It's definitely not great.
It's not great.
Like, yeah, if you think your opponent has like no more Eileens, right, then that's good times, but
I feel like I've seen one drive check.
Yeah, if Art just puts down another one, then that's,
it's like a huge
less
waste
than
of soul.
ideal.
Alright, 23, making this a little bit harder to guard, so that it's still asking for at least 25k shield or a take. And a take is what Suo wants to see. So wants to get some damage in to get as close to winning off of the Mahar Esmeralda combo as possible. That hand is huge for Art though. He is in a very stable position. Gonna be taking it though.
Esmeralda.
again.
Yeah.
And a
Crit!
crit. That's good. That's what you want to see. Putting
wanna see
this
Mahars.
the arena
No Mahar
40.
just yet.
Blank.
blank. Still
Ooh,
blank.
and
And
PG
It's
blank.
gonna be a 2-card guard. 2 triggers
it's
and gonna have to
going
come
40
out
in.
for this arena.
It's
Not-
actually gonna use it.
Oh, you're soul blasting probably for the Eileen. Oh no, we're reducing the shield amount. We know there's another melting hand though. Just want to get rid of as many attackers as possible and play the long game. Could we
Yeah.
actually see a Esmeralda ride next turn?
It has to be,
I'm
right?
thinking if he doesn't have it, he might just do it. You know? Because you're at that situation where you just want to multi-attack, right?
Yep.
Ooh, I see the best friends there. The best friend enabler.
Like think about what he had to
This,
do there. He lost a front row card. He had to commit like what 3 cards to guard that, was it?
Yeah.
And then now he has to
2 cards is
commit
15,
like
15. Makes it
Yeah.
30, 43. Yeah, 2 cards guard.
oh yeah, true,
Right,
true, true.
bounties.
He wasn't on 10. That's right. But yeah, so 2 card guard, and now he has to commit 2 more cards down.
I mean, it's
Sure he gets a
fine.
draw. Very cool.
I think, yeah, that was a PG right there. Yeah, that is a much needed draw. Alright, 5Ks each on them. Larissa's getting an extra 10, 12.
Yeah.
There's an extra
Jet
12
has a
there.
10k booster. That's also good. So everything's hitting for good numbers. Melty here swinging. You can check the top. I think there was another Melty off the top.
Another Melty.
Gonna go
Yeah.
to the bottom. Don't need them that much, especially with this bounce coming in. Gonna guard this. These
Actually
are the
guarding
easier
this one?
attacks to guard. So anything that hasn't
Yep.
been. So this one is what, only 23. So 15k will take care of it. And then this is gonna be the bigger.
just
Make sure you're
showcasing
reading
it there.
up, This is the crit.
Alright, this is
Larissa
super
here
big.
does get plus 12, which is pretty big.
It's a
Which
defensive.
is not effective.
But the power is effective.
Yeah, the
Power
power
is
is
actually
effective.
really, really good. Because something like this is like already a 1 to pass, right? I think.
Yeah, that's true. It's 28, I think, because the grade 1 was called this turn, I believe. So,
Yep.
and it's a 10k booster. So that's 23, then 5k, so 28. So that way,
Oh, okay.
20k shield would be 2 to pass. So it's
Oh,
not as
that's
easy to guard
a-
as you'd think.
But like this Kyrie would be like 18 on the
Doesn't
side
hit
coming
you, yeah,
down,
that's right.
right? And that's already
And then
negated.
using, yeah.
Did he only call 1?
No, he called 2, 1 is in
No,
the back.
2.
So that is the
Yeah.
the
Oh, okay, okay.
La Plume. La Plume's
La
effect
Plume.
calls out the grade 2
Front.
soul.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
still fine, I think. But Art really needs like a heal right now in order to stabilize.
Well, he does have a triple drive. But yeah, just that one side is hitting 18. The other side hits bigger, so you can at least hit over the trigger. What's the hand situation like for Art, though?
Five.
Like 5 for now, so gonna go up to 7. 8 rather.
Yeah, but is that quality hand, though? Did we see a lot of triggers
Right.
to guard with?
I think one of them is the grade 0 of the ride line.
So
Ooh,
no
speaking
guard.
Ooh,
trigger!
Good thing Suo took that, but now everything is, all the rears will be getting plus 10k for the rest of this game, which changes everything.
Wow.
And
This
DOT goes to
actually
Kyrie.
changes Kyrie's game plan a lot, because now everything hits fat.
Alright, just 1 damage.
One
though.
damage.
Good defense.
Help.
Kyrie
Does
gets-
help a
oh,
bit, but because of that over trigger, everything is hitting massive.
Yeah, super massive.
Gonna
showing the
dishes
over
there
there.
to guard that. I feel like there was a
Guard
cleaner way
that.
to do that. You're 33 against a
100 million something something.
This one he has to
Take this
take.
one. Oh, the Mahar!
No, that's not good.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
So get it off the top, though.
Does he have it at the top? We've seen Amelia.
No,
smelling it as well,
no
you're right.
Mahar. Yeah, it's an Esperal, right? Okay, we're gonna be seeing that for the first time on stream.
Other way is he can stay, because now he has a lot of CB, he can just give power.
Twin drive, though. Twin drive.
Yeah, unfortunate is a twin drive. He had like 2 Esperalias, then yeah, I definitely, right? Like, I guess he has to really think about the play. He gets triple drive. The Vanguard will be hitting very weak. Unfortunately, Virena will be hitting very not
Very
weak
weak.
as well.
very
Yeah.
weak.
It just comes down to how many.
Oh, it's a G.
Okay, G.
Gonna have to counter blast for the cost here. Getting the arcs back, and then there's a trick star in the drop. I think that can be overdressed.
He's gonna be
or
using
in-
a lot of.
There's the Amelia
Oh,
there.
is he gonna Amelia into? Can he Amelia into Esmeralda?
No.
I think he tried to draw off the arcs first. No, he's gonna just call it.
Call it? Okay.
Call it.
Just navigating whatever we can.
And then just
I think
23.
the front rows are getting plus 10. So, you know,
Gonna see the
Not
Wolverine
bad.
Effect here.
I wouldn't say it's bad. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
The hand is
Problem
pretty
is-
big at least, so the card economy is being balanced fairly well. Plus 10k to everyone. And here
We
the
saw
triggers
2
are around
PGs in
4,
hand as
5,
well.
6. 6 out.
6.
7 with
7
1 in
there.
damage. I want to say
There's
there's
like one
1 or
more.
2, so like 8 or so
Yeah.
that are public
But
knowledge.
like, if Art's asking those numbers, could it be that
He does have a PG in hand. I mean, one PG.
he might not want to use it because a
Yep.
lot of these things might be hitting a bit big. The issue, right? The issue is just that next turn Art's lines are going to be hitting so big.
So big. It's so big.
the OT
yeah.
is a game changer there.
Turns Kyrie's weak kind of slaps to huge punches.
And it's 5 attacks every turn, and Suo's at 5
That's right.
himself too.
So he's going to need a lot of things, I think, to be able to.
And the heals are really weak in this match, but unlike Bruce, where like one heal was huge, here they're pretty small. I mean, it's just peanuts.
That's
He
20.
knows, like, Art knows the OT is out as well, so. this is
Ooh,
gonna
one
be-
thing is that
25?
Art's drive checks were pretty weak. Like the OT was cool, but it got bound.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw 2 normal units, and the draw off the OT might not have been that big. So the hand quality, I think there's like 2 PGs in hand.
It's 15, 5, and
2
5,
PGs,
so that's
yeah.
like 2 to pass, right?
Yeah, that is.
I mean, if you
Oh.
have 2 PGs, if you have 2 PGs in hand, you don't want to take the risk here.
Nothing.
Let's just take a shield.
Uh,
It's not great.
It's not
You're
great
gonna
at
see
all.
28 here. Just thin that hand out.
his own hand is not
remove the
great.
pieces.
Well,
The hand is big.
Big hand, but not a super great hand.
Yeah.
And this one is a 30, so it's another 2 card guard. So actually, Art's hand is going away very quickly. Oh, yo!
2 PGs left. I think that's the last, or 1 even? Like
Yeah.
1 or 2 cards in hand. That's pretty abysmal.
There's 2 cards in hand, but
Yeah, make
You know,
that 3
you
now.
want-
Oh, that's a big one.
Ooh, that is a big one. That's a big one that they got.
That is the king key. So this allows you to get a ad size back into Soul, and then Kalmos want to get +10, which makes this a 33k solo attacker.
My
Oh
goodness.
wow, 33.
My goodness.
That is huge.
On 5,
huge.
Suo. I hope you have
The
PGs for
Laplume is
days.
still there. Yeah, the Laplume is still
Placing.
Overcalling the Kyrie to get the extra 5k from. Yeah, so this is a 28 and a 38 without even boosting on the sides.
Oh wow, that is
there. A
huge.
2-card guard. Yeah, 2-card guard for each.
That is
Suo gonna
rough.
survive is gonna be like a 0-card hand.
Oh wow, yeah, that is very tough. That is
Like
very
seeing the
tough.
Urger a bit earlier would have been great as well, just to get that little shield in.
Ah, it's the bottom card again. It's the bottom of the deck.
What is that deck? He's been
Right.
not a lot.
This is 40. This is 20 and 80. That's 38, right?
28. Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! This is 46, I think.
Whoa, whoa.
With the OT power, like. That's the
55.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to guard this. You have to drop 215s and then intercept.
Yeah, I mean,
Drop 215.
Not seeing Mahar for Suo has just been such a heartbreaker.
43.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 43. My God.
so we're going for the checks as well. That's a. Is that a sign?
Can he do it again? Can he do it again? Heal.
Even if he heals here, though, it's still gonna be pretty rough. It's gonna PG this one already.
Oh, that's
no,
right.
it's only getting
Raldia.
bigger though. I think that was actually like hard guardable.
Yeah,
This is
unless he's gonna
51.
take.
This is 51.
Yeah, 38, 46. Wait, no, I think it's 56. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, with the extra addition from Kyrie. That's 56.
No, 61. I forget about the Kyrie. No, wait. This Laplume wasn't called this turn. This is 56.
Yeah, so it's 56. That's a thing.
Wow.
It's another PG. Oh, it's so
I feel like
big.
dropping the OT last turn might have been too early as well.
100%, yeah. But you know, if you have to live, you have to live, right? Sometimes.
Are we gonna have to see Suo try to pull off a miracle again? I feel like we might. He's mapping out the cards to guard with. There's still 3 more attacks after this.
I mean, if you go.
If Suo can survive, I think he might have it because of how non-existent Art's hand is. But good lord.
Art still has a triple drive. Remember, Art still has a triple drive.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, he's gotta.
Man, like,
One
Suo's just been
PG,
fighting for
yeah.
his life out here throughout the entire top 8. Like, he has had no break time whatsoever.
It's just rough. It's just
It's
rough.
rough.
Like,
just rough.
there's no way to put it right. You know, you don't get your grade 4. Your opponent gets the OT on the offensive for Bermuda Triangle. Well, not
No
Bermuda,
less.
Lyrical Monasterio. And the power is it's just rough, right? There's nothing you
It's
can
just a
say.
thing.
He's doing it.
Oh, he's taking
Oh,
it.
Oh,
6 damage is not a heal, and Art will be your champion, stopping Suo in his path to the 3-peat. And the legacy has ended there. Suo coming in second, still an incredible finish. Almost managing to make the back-to-back-to-back, but Art manages to take it with Kyrie and goes 2-0 against Suo, beating him in round 5 of Swiss, and then beating him in finals again. I think this is going to be a rivalry to watch out for. If these players meet again, maybe at the world stage, then that's going to be a matchup that I definitely want to see again.
yeah, that's how rivalries are formed, right? You know, you lose a few times, you win a couple of times, and that's that. Unfortunate for Suo, didn't make it to get the triple. But Art, congratulations, you're getting
Huge
first
congrats.
place.
Managed to take it with Kyrie. An
That's right.
incredible showing.
The one of.
You know,
The one of.
representing the community and just an incredible finish. So huge congratulations to them. Congrats to all the players that made it to the tops here. We are going to try to have Art on for a short interview later on as well to hear about his opinion, to hear how about his preparation, and how it felt to make it all the way to finals and defeat Suo of all people in the finals who has been just trailblazing throughout BRO the entire 3-week run.
Yep. And still more. There's still more. There's still more. And there's still more BRO, right? But it's more to come. For AO at least. For AO, Vanguard, that was the last game.
That was the last round. And what a great way to close it out. I mean, Arts played it immaculately, just seeing a lot of early plus. Saw like no defensives, unlike their game in Swiss. They managed to still barely survive and barely close it out there. Whereas for Suo, it was a bit of a struggle. Not finding the Mahar is definitely very unfortunate, especially, for a deck that is so reliant on the Great Four, and just not being able to draw into it. I was wondering maybe you tried to find it off the Arcs there, try to melee into it mid-battle phase or mid-main phase just to have the buff there, but sadly, it was not the case. And unfortunately, Suo will be second, but still getting, coming home with 2 Trick Moons, which is very good, and a great finish regardless. And I'm sure, will still be a very, very targeted player going into the BCS season with how amazing his performance has been throughout all 3 formats. I mean, first, and second is crazy, and for Art as well, definitely going to be a big target going into BCS and preparing for the top 8. So it's going to be very exciting. I think we are going to go for a short break as we prepare Art for the interview here. So we're going to be right back, short little ad break, and then we're going to come back with the interview of our champion today, Art. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon.
Cardfight Vanguard.
Alright, welcome back everyone. We are here now with the post-match breakdown after the finals, after a very shocking upset for Suo, who's been kind of going through and ravaging the AO region in all the formats, was defeated by Art, our champion for today. So let's bring Art in here. Congratulations, dude.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you. The AO region. How does it feel, man?
It feels really surprising. I just wanted to play. I wasn't really expecting for a championship because my past Vanguard achievements were only top 8 for BCF 2019 and BCF 2022. I really wasn't expecting to get this far, let alone be almost undefeated throughout the entire tournament. So it's a huge achievement for me. At least for a very old Vanguard player who started in 2013.
Yeah, we've been an OG around since the starting days. How did you prepare for the event? Like, going into it, like with standard having the extra kind of like weak buffer as well since being premium. What was some of your preparation like going into the event?
I was thinking that I'd actually lose because of the festival collection support. In WCC's channel, they placed Nirvana as the top deck because he got an additional support. I was scared of people like Zorga, and I'm just running a Kyrie deck, and she's very relatively outdated, 2 sets already, and she doesn't have effect heals or whatso. So I wasn't really expecting anything. I'd just bring out the Kyrie deck that I've been using and just play it out.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie, he's definitely still rated quite highly. I think even here in Japan as well, just because of that kind of the potential of how smooth the deck is. I mean, both games we saw on your side, the deck going the first turn, if you have the right discard, you basically develop a board already on turn 1.
Yep.
Start bouncing it next turn, and then you have Eileen, the goat, that just keeps looking at the top and finding you the right cards, the triggers, the right drive checks and stuff.
Yep.
So, was there any reason why you took Kyrie over the other decks?
Other than that, I really don't have any other deck. No, I really just believed in Kyrie, even though I wasn't expecting to, be so undefeated. I just believed in her that she's really strong.
Yeah, 100%. And how was your tournament run in general? Did you just play in AO? And how was Swiss overall? Did you went X1 in Swiss?
Yep. I only played in AO because, time zone constraints, and I don't think I have the energy to compete in multiple regions. I was undefeated until the last round where I fought a Gravidia, and Gravidia is quite the hard counter for Kyrie because if you rush Gravidia, she can just punish you by retiring the rear guards, and as well as double triggering. She can heal twice. So it was a really hard matchup for me. But in the top 4, I fought a Gravidia, and I don't want to say fortunately, but that Gravidia bricked because he ran out of meteors in deck. So when he Persona Ride, he couldn't add meteors to his order zone, and thus he couldn't really retire everything or reach the double trigger effect.
That sounds like a pretty smooth tournament run on your side as well. Kyrie's definitely matched up into this meta pretty greatly. And how did your local community help you with preparing for the event? Was there any kind of locals that helped out in preparation or playtesting certain matchups?
There's one shop I go to, is KJ Hobbies. It's an online group right now, and I've only played there on standard for a bit. It helped me know all the current matchups. Well, not current, because I didn't see a Nirvana back then or a Gravidia, so it was my first time fighting Gravidia this tournament. That's one thing that I have to say. So when you say, did they help me prepare? I didn't do any active training really. I just went, I'll just play. Okay.
I mean, that's good. It goes to show that it's like if you have the right mindset, you're in the right state for the day of, then you can make the whole run. Kai, do you have anything you want to ask?
Well, I mean, you mentioned that it didn't test against some of the decks. When you saw them though, it felt like you dealt with them pretty well, right? You dealt with them pretty well. And since everything's kind of open deck as well, you can kind of see the deck. How did you theorize the matchups? I mean, you have a lot of experience with the game, a lot of that past experience here.
Well, my play group is pretty competitive, although they haven't had much luck on Bushiroad sponsored events. Although my friend was top 4 in Bro Standard 2021, he was the Bav player among all the brews, if you guys remember. So there's that. We have a really competitive play group, and they tell me what to expect in general. Like Nirvana is probably gonna be your top contender. And we playtest a lot, although we really don't have a Gravidia, so I wasn't able to test that. And I did not fight the updated Zorga, which I fought in top 8, and I was pleasantly surprised that if he doesn't play that order for drawing, he has no hand, and I just won. I was like, okay.
Yes, it happens, right? You're from the Philippines.
Yes, I'm from the Philippines.
Which side? I don't there's 2 sides, right? There's
there are 3 main islands. I'm from Luzon, Laguna.
Okay.
It's something we see actually that despite being from Asia, not a lot of PH players are able to represent in AO.
Right.
So I'm really happy that I'm able to represent the Philippines.
Yeah.
defending the AO region, right?
Defending
Don't let
AO.
the Canadian invaders take over.
That's right.
Definitely.
We always hear about NA and EU, but AO usually we just we just chill, right? We're a chill region, and it's good that you won and defended our.
Yep, from the Westerners.
Amar,
I think he just answered for me, defending the homeland territory.
Is there any shout outs you want to give, to be honest?
I want to shout out to my wife, Mira. Thanks for helping me throughout the entire tournament. I love her. Shout out to the Gentle Giants, best friend group, and that's all.
Nice. And then just before we send you off, you just got this first place title. You managed to make the run. what are your plans for BCS? What are your plans for Worlds? Will we see you on the big stage? Because I'm sure Suo wants the revenge match.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll never forget this. Like I said, my only Bushiroad achievements are top 8 for Springfest, so I'm not really expecting anything from, nationals. I'm really surprised that I was able to get here on my own solo. So there's that, and I'll probably be using the same deck if there's no updates yet. So that's it. I really don't have much plans though, but of course I compete as much as I can.
I mean,
That's awesome.
You didn't. You just came into this tournament and you won. So
Yeah, it's really amazing.
anything can happen. So we'll be looking out for you. We'll be looking
And
out
is
for you.
there
Right?
any socials or anything that people can keep in touch with you or keep up to date with maybe like your like deck list or your results or anything like that?
Oh, that's the thing. I'm not really that big of a card fighter, and my social medias are like just personal. So
Okay.
we're just competitive locally, among the shops. But that's really it. So when I was asked what are your achievements for Vanguard, like I don't have a lot. Like it must be surprising for like a champion, especially
It
if,
starts from here, It starts from here.
It's a,
That's
this
it.
is a +1. This is a +1.
definitely.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on for this.
Thank you.
Once again, huge congratulations. It's great
Thank
to
you.
see the Philippine representation. It's great to see, the local AO win as well. And you also, you managed to stop Suo from his 3-peat
Yep.
in the 3 formats. So honestly, you've just done an amazing job, and I'm sure for a lot of Kyrie players as well, they can learn a lot from your playstyle. And because you being the one and only Kyrie player in the top 8 that managed to win the whole thing. So huge congratulations. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
need to get that well-earned rest now. Go celebrate with the family as well after getting this amazing achievement. And once again, thank you so much for your time and congratulations. Hopefully people in chat can share some love, some claps, some hearts for Art, our champion of the AO region.
Thank you.
Alright, so with that, we'll send off Art for the time being and come back to us here. Thank you so much, Art, for coming on. It's been great having him here. And gentlemen, that is it. That is our run here for VRO. It has been incredible. 3 weeks of Vanguard, 3 intense weeks of 3 different formats, 3 completely different metas, and some, big surprises, some big upsets, and some crazy moments throughout all 3 weeks. What have been some of your favorite ones, if you had to name one, Kai?
Well, we just had some great games, but honestly, the whole Vanguard BRO has just been really, really great. Lots of we would go into these tournaments and be like, yes, we know the decks, right? We know what's what's probably gonna top. We know what we're gonna see. Are you ready for Gold Paladins for 8 rounds and watching that? Didn't happen, right? Didn't happen. So it's I think we've just been having a lot of not upsets, but like surprising. That's great. Every single great game pretty much has been a surprise and very, very cool to watch, and that's what I'm really, really thankful of. And I'm sure all the audience members who are also watching, thank you all too for watching. That's been the best part of BR so far. Again,
So
a bit
far,
more. Amar, what about you?
I gotta say, when I come in, I always try to keep, a fresh mind, just to say, but you can't help but feel, this is gonna be like a Gravidia stomping ground again, right? But no, pleasantly surprised every round in Swiss, and then pleasantly surprised yet again in the top 8. That's, this is peak Vanguard, guys. This is why I love the game so much, because there's always surprises in store, and anyone has a chance, if they try and believe hard enough.
100%. I think for me, throughout the 3 weeks, we've had so many hype games. Just think about today, like the semifinals match especially was such a neck and neck match too. Yesterday we saw some really close ones, like Derek versus Suo was a crazy one at that as well. Last week we had so many upsets, or 2 weeks ago rather, in V Premium. There were so many surprises and upsets of like what the real best decks truly are out there. And then of course seeing Premium, it feels like so long ago now, but it was only 3 weeks ago. you know, and all the surprising developments in the meta after a peak land collection, and how that meta is going to develop going into the BCS season 2 is going to be even more crazy. With I think clan collection coming out in English this week, if I'm not mistaken, or this coming week, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be a very exciting development too. So Vanguard has been very great for BRO, and it's only going to get better with the BCS circuit as well. And there's still a week left of BRO action for you guys in the Weiss stage, which of course Kai will be commentating on next week as well. So you'll see him back. That'll be it for myself and Amar. And then of course, if you still want to watch more Vanguard in about like 4-ish hours, I think we're gonna have the AU top 8, so you can go root for Kai. He'll be playing there.
Root for Kai. Root for
Hopefully
Kai.
on stream. Hint, hint. I wanna watch Kai on stream. He's been
I wanna
ducking
watch
it the whole
Kai
time.
too.
I want to see the sauce and spice just spilled everywhere, just all over the place. Huge mess. So yeah, it's gonna be great. But that is gonna be it for us in the AO region. Any closing thoughts, Kai?
Thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone for watching Vanguard, and come back for Weiss Schwarz. All right.
That's right. Amar?
No, he meant come back for my match later this evening.
That's right. That is right. So that's going to be it for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in for the 3 weeks of Vanguard. Make sure to catch EU and NA if you can. And otherwise, make sure to tune in next week. Follow Bushiroad on their socials. You can find all the links below. Twitter is a great place. There's all the deck lists up there as well as, of course, the official Twitch channels, the YouTube channel. Watch Will Dress tomorrow. It's going to be great. It's going to be hype. And of course, you know, just keep playing Vanguard and enjoying this lovely and incredible game that we have and we all love together. So with that, that is it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you for Weiss next week. Bye-bye.